So, last week, Uru made his way back to the house that he originally pilfered some flowers from, knocked on the door, and it was answered by a rather tall, statuesque Goliath named Astara. I want to emphasize tall because she was able to meet Urugaru's gaze. Urugaru, for those of you who don't have his height memorized, is 8'4". Astara stood similarly at about 8'2". She is a tall bee. She welcomed him in, she poured him some tea, and they had a lovely conversation about spider upkeep and management. Urugaru started to notice that there was a lot of spider webs that were relatively large and very well kept. He also noticed several cartographer map making tools, and probably the biggest plot twist, the dun dun dun, if you will, a title that had their name and then Game Master prominently placed on the wall. This did not sit well with Urugaru. Meanwhile, or rather, the next day, Arkmon left early to go for some fishing, acquired a fairly reasonable catch, when he noticed that coming from the hillside mines, there were large, heavily armored caravans carting along, being traversed alongside several guards. The exact number being 14 as far as what Arkmon could see. There were 4 caravans, 14 guards. Looked like it was heading out of Moag. He also could swear that he was hearing a rhythmic thumping, as though somebody was trying to break free. Rael continued to scream into the sending stone about their orb, and of course also Red Rage. Call whipped up some biscuits and gravy / honey first thing in the morning for the respective crew while trying to methodically think about what his next potential steps could be pertaining to getting rid of the dagger. Rael grabbed Uru, pulling him aside to ask him about the night before. Not quite an interrogation, but more of a prompt as to, dude, what the fuck? Uru told Rael that he met with Astara, saying that she had helped him scry on somebody. He mentioned that Astara was also the game master for the Moag Games. Rael noticed the name Astara, Astara of the Endless Web, however, knows them from the clan of Gitrog. The Gitrog clan, is a prominent group of seers, scryers, fortune tellers, fate weavers, generally portrayed as things that go bump in the night, and they are revered by many of the people in Dorwine. When Rael asked about the woman that, Urugaru mentioned that as a form of payment for the flowers that he received, Astara asked to scry on somebody. Originally, Uru thought that maybe this was a family member. He wasn't entirely sure the relation, but he agreed under certain conditions, mostly that his mantis would remain safe, which she was. When Rael asked what the person looked like, Uru described in great detail, because he rolled 2 nat 20s, a visage that described with every ounce of detail Red Rage. And upon hearing this description, Rael was quite shaken and pleaded with Uru to go and immediately rush to the team so they could make haste to go and try and perhaps aid Red Rage and whatever it is they were trying to navigate. While the party was discussing their next steps, several knights of the Barrel Blade crowded into the tavern. Tensions grew as the knights started making demands of the party. Also, slight jabs, generally being not the nicest of people. After all, ACAB. 2 of the Imperial Knights later entered, declaring that they needed to repair the wagons because of the damage that Arkmon had caused to the wagon that had the thumping occurring. The captain told his party, so the remainder of the Barrel Blade, to track down the supplies and any craftsmen to potentially fix to expedite. The party has racked their brains on how to get into Moag, but first, to rescue Thumper. For a brief moment, they were unsure as to the best way to enter Moag before asking Basha. She declared quite plainly, "Of course I know how to get into Moag. I make deliveries there constantly."
All you had to do was ask.
All you had to do was ask. See, sometimes asking people for help can be helpful in a surprise turn of event. And here we are. It is climbing into the afternoon. And you all have your goals in sight. So, how would you like to begin?
Eating.
You've already done that, but if you'd like to continue eating, you're absolutely
You said
welcome to do
goals in mind.
so. Jackie continues to shove biscuit upon biscuit into his face.
Yes.
He'll dip one in the gravy, then one in the honey, then one in the honey with the gravy.
Gravy,
that would...
the honey. Gotta mix it up a little bit.
See, now all the
Well,
sauces are mixed. It looks disgusting on the plate now. Again, it's all just sticky
Cole will just
gray
like
matter.
sigh and hand like a fresh little cup of gravy to Arkmon. Just he had it like spare, knowing Jackie would just make a mess of things.
Looks can be deceiving. It's delicious.
So Basha
Alright.
gave us directions to get into
No,
Moag, or is
Basha
she gonna
said
take us?
She said she knew how, and that's kind of where we ended things.
Oh, okay. Well, I would like to inquire with Basha about how to get into Moag because I'm ready to get the fuck going.
Where's my phone? Here we go. Right in front of my face.
Call would also be interested in working out the path back to Moag. And then, with that in mind, they would probably start. He would probably sit down with Arkmon and start strategizing the surveillance and possibly heisting of this thumping individual.
Yeah, and I suppose Arkmon, while Jackie's stuffing his face there, would try to relay maybe a plan for a little bit of an Operation Provolone, as well as perhaps Arkmon disguising himself as one of the barrel. Get himself within the proximity of the cart to be able to get there and, without much heavy lifting, at least get to the prisoner.
I have a plan to give us a distraction.
Ooh, okay.
I love that.
I'm all ears.
For backup then.
I'm all
will,
horns.
You will love it. So, what do we know about these barrel blade guards?
Or assholes.
Allow me to grab you some assets, because I, after many, many years of turning down and for whatever reason not choosing to use Pinterest, realized that was dumb.
Oh, I was actually thinking out loud as like I was gonna go into some things that we know.
Let me give you a visual representation though, just so that we can know what we're looking at.
For sure.
And
So...
Arkmon's just immediately cutting them off to be like, they're assholes. We know that.
Call kind of cocks an eyebrow at the back. They do know a suspicious amount of draconic.
So these are what the Knights of the Barrel Blade look like.
Ooh, fancy.
Kind of beefy. And then... Here is what the Imperial Knights of the Barrel Blade look like. So, Call, when you were going toe-to-toe with somebody, the somebody you were going toe-to-toe with looked like this. A second one of them came in later. Definitely a little bit more regalia, a little bit more pomp to their circumstance, if you will.
Well, it was about 6 seconds from getting covered in very hot gravy, so...
Take forever to get out of that armor.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
Call used heat metal.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Oh, God.
what we have seen about them is that they seem to be somewhat volatile. They don't seem to have much care for the people around them. They seem to be very bored. So I was thinking to myself, what would be the perfect distraction for these people?
I can think of one.
Oh, I can too. I imagine we're thinking of different things. I think you'll like my plan. I'm not so sure about my plan, but hear me out on it at least.
Let's hear it.
Enlighten us.
Not sure you're gonna like it, but I think you'll like it.
Oh, he'll like it. I won't. There is a group of us here who are stealthy. And then there's two very giant people who cannot stealth.
Well,
Listen, 8'4" and giant dragonborn don't necessarily stealth well.
we could half that height, though.
They already have a problem with me at this point, so I think they've
However,
already got their attention to a degree.
do you think these are the kind of guards who would step in and stop a fight, or would rather watch it happen?
I think they would probably rather get involved.
I have a feeling these are the type of people who might get a good kick out of you and me throwing hands.
You mean like they might bet on it? I think me and Arkmon here, we could probably egg them on to betting on the fight.
No, Jackie.
No.
What?
The point of me and Call throwing down a little bit is that the knights see this, they go, ha 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 ha, something fun's happening here. They converge on us. You guys then have time to get to Thumper.
You realize these are trained fighters and warriors, right? There's only
Oh,
so
yeah.
much I'll be able to hold back and have it still be believable.
Oh yeah, I don't expect you to hold back at all.
I want to know who's gonna win. I want to watch.
Are
think
you
if
still
we're-
concussed?
I think if we're going to do this, we need to somewhat do it. There's a reason why I say throw hands and not blades.
Do it.
I mean, yeah.
I don't expect it to be pleasant, nor do I expect to even be able to land a scratch on you. But I expect it will hold their attention long enough that it'll give our stealthier party members a chance to get in and get out.
We just finished putting you back together after my idiocy in the caves, and now you want to fight?
I feel well rested, and I am fairly sturdy.
It's his comeuppance. He's
He's
got to
got-
take revenge for all the shenanigans you pulled.
He's got some honor that he needs to,
I mean, it's an idea. That's for damn sure. I mean,
It is an idea.
Call, you did say you had an idea as well. What was on
Gotta be
your
chugging
mind?
on biscuits.
Well, we could think about it as a group.
Something,
It is but a
something similar. Honestly, my idea was just to fight them directly, so this is probably the safer option.
Yeah, see, that's what we're not trying to do. As much as we can, we're trying to do this without raising any alarms. Now, might be easier said than done, but I suppose likewise of our Operation Provolone, it does provide some kind of. I mean, shit. I see you two fight out in the streets. I couldn't help but probably take advantage of it or watch myself.
Right?
Well, consider this: the head guard already has the head blade already has a problem with me. I put myself into a vulnerable position, wander into the woods. Soon enough, at least I would estimate 1/3 of them would try to ambush me. That's when you come out of the shadows, ambush them. We capture that one of them for questioning.
Or this works the way I say, they watch us fight, they have a good time, everybody gets out, and we don't have to go through the fight with the armed guards.
Well, what's to say that they don't try to arrest you on some bullshit charges after the fact?
Not
These
my
guys
first
are-
time being arrested.
Disturbing the peace.
But that's exactly
I
what
don't necessarily think that keeping the peace is what this group is concerned about.
I agree.
I want to I want to point out again, these. All right. Quick question for the DM.
Yes.
So we haven't seen anything below, like, or anything about the actual faces or looks of these people beneath the helmets, right?
Correct.
But Dragonborn are very noticeable by their head shape and just like general proportions, I feel like, as well as like horns and stuff. So, have I noticed anything that would indicate that any of the blades are Dragonborn?
Roll me. Let's see here. What would be the best check for that? Roll me an insight check.
Okay.
I'm just making sure. They were eating with the helmets on?
They were just sort of sitting with the food in front of them.
Oh, okay.
Damn it.
They were just talking. They
All
never
right.
ate?
Well, that's not a great roll.
Oh,
No,
geez.
one did kind of get half eaten. And that person was a dragonborn.
Well,
Interesting.
that throws a little bit of a wrench in my idea. Then Cole will kind of like get a little bit more quiet and consider a bit more. But not
I don't know.
all of them. Not all of them were Dragonborn.
There's kind of a lot of us here. Can we just, use our numbers and get what we want?
I think that's what we're trying to avoid here. We got a lot to do here, and anything that slows us down is not great. And I think a long drawn out battle with a bunch of soldiers might slow us down a bit.
Agreed. We're outnumbered 2-1, and they're well armed. It wouldn't go well. At least not as easily as you'd think.
We are outgunned, outmanned, outnumbered, outplanned.
Gonna be an all-out stand, and you're gonna need some right-hand man or woman in this case.
I am going to need my right-hand man to give me a right-hand man.
Man, right.
It does seem like that's going to be the safest course of action.
It's
All right.
As much.
Why don't we just sneak in there then?
Again, for you guys, great. 8'4" and Dragonborn, I don't think are sneaking
So
particularly.
what you're saying is most of us can do it. The rest of you can just wait here as backup?
I feel like giving you guys a bit of an assist would be a better use of our abilities at this point.
Wouldn't it be better to do as a contingency plan? That's a big word for me. I'm sorry.
So wait till you guys get caught, then run out and start a fight and see if maybe they ignore the fact that they caught you guys?
I mean,
That
it would
seems like
cause us,
bad
give us
idea.
a very small window opportunity of distraction, but believe me when I say me and Arkmon are really good at taking advantage of those small windows.
I would rather give
Urugaru
you
and
a bigger window.
If we follow Urugaru's plan, it will draw their focus away and make it easier for you to get in and see who might be trapped in there.
But then what
And
happens
if
to
you
you two?
We
Paul
will
hits me a little
finish.
bit, I'll be fine.
We'll finish our theater and be on our way, hopefully. And if not, then we'll be well placed in the middle of them to assist you anyway.
From what I understand, usually that type of, I'm going to use another big one, altercation, are they going to not, like, lock one of you or both you up for that kind of bullshit in the middle of their town?
If they were normal guards, I would agree. These people don't seem to care much about the people or their well-being.
These are barrel blades. This isn't their town, and these aren't their people. They could care less.
Well, I guess if you guys got to do it, the only thing I'm really kind of sad about is that I'm not going to be able to just, like, watch. But
don't worry, I think we can guess how this is going to go.
if you got to do it, I guess. I mean, I'll tell you what, you make a distraction, we'll take advantage of it.
In a battle of fists with my friend here, I don't think I stand much of a chance. But, at the very least, it will be entertaining for them.
I mean, damn, be entertaining for me. But,
Alright, so I suppose that handles myself. Perhaps Jackie, Rail, are we gonna be the ones sneaking in? I have the idea of more or less disguise myself as one of them as best I can. And while
I-
this whole
Sorry.
go ahead.
Well, I think you and Jackie can probably handle this. I might just stay behind and be a watchful eye over the situation with Uru and Call, and
Yeah.
if things turn sour, I'll make sure that they don't get hurt.
I think that's
How
probably
about-
a
Well,
good idea.
not hurt any more than they would hurt each other.
How
All
about
right.
you and Darkness stick together? And Darkness, if you see anything coming afoot from maybe outside the area, you can give us a signal of some sort. Maybe both of you. That might help.
We do have those giant moonbeams.
So,
Yeah.
do you think we should both disguise ourselves as them? Because I mean, I could do that too.
If you're willing, I suppose that might aid to our advantage. I was hoping just to get myself a little bit closer and then give you a cue to get in. But
No,
yeah.
I got
Either
I
or,
got this
take it on.
whole kit right here. I think we can make this work.
Rail, are you sure you don't want to go with them? Your wild shape could prove useful.
Well, I agree. I like the
Abner is
idea.
gonna hop up into Rail's lap really quick, unceremoniously, because he hasn't had any attention and the fish is gone.
Wow.
It's fine. I know he's a bad guy, but
I actually want to is there like a balcony or like a second level where I can kind of like be a watchful eye from above?
Yeah,
Because
so
if
the
the
inn
group
does
of
have 2 stories, and the
Okay.
honeymoon suite that you guys had, that you and Urugaru had, does have like a small balcony that looks out onto the small lake. I do have, if you're looking at my stream, there is a map.
Yep.
It looks like it was drawn by a 7th grader, but you know what?
no, it's awesome. I love your
Ah,
brain.
I think this is cool.
Yeah, this is
Are
very
you
awesome.
kidding me? That's the idea of 7th grade art. Oh
There-
man, I'm
It's
terrible.
better than I
at
could
art.
draw. That's for damn sure.
There's just no actual perspective going on, but yeah,
The
you can see-
perspective is above.
You can see that there's like a little lip on the left side of the inn, and yeah, it overlooks the pond that Arkmon was fishing at earlier. You can see a little fish.
Oh,
Little
cute.
fish.
Yeah.
I do like secret.
So I'm more curious to know if there's like an upper level where I can watch from inside the inn without being easily detected by the barrel blade. So my idea for meta purposes is if the barrel blade guys jump up as soon as you guys start fighting and try to rush in and, fight with you guys, I will just cast Entangle on them so that we can get the fuck out.
All right.
Okay.
But I kind of want to remain like unseen if I can be upstairs, like, or just, be stealthy and like hide up in the rafters or something like that.
Hey.
Roll me an intelligence check.
Okay. Sorry. I don't
Ooh.
see. It only rolled
Oh.
once on my screen, but then now it says it rolled twice. I don't know what the fuck's
Go
going
ahead
on.
and roll a 3rd time, and we'll just take whatever that 3rd roll is.
Okay, because on my screen I got 17. I didn't
Mhm.
see the
A 3.
fucking nat 1. I gotta reload the app.
Yeah, that's fair. This is just being glitchy.
Done that to me too, man. It's fucking goofy.
Yeah, I was gonna say the other day, like, it's almost like it was choosing to. Yeah, I don't know.
Roll spam.
Yeah, it's like overly sensitive, and like one input is now 3.
Okay, 14. It's not
All right,
bad.
with a 14, you feel like you have 2 solid options. Option number 1 would be to hang out in a wild shape form with Abner, just 2 cats chilling on a balcony. that would allow you to intervene without being detected, or there is a small window that you could view from, but you wouldn't have easy access to the battlefield from there. Does that make sense?
As long as I can see it, I can cast the spell, right?
What is the range on Entangle?
Good question.
That's a
It's
20
got a
foot
pretty good
square.
range.
That's a
90 feet.
90 feet.
30 yard.
90 feet might get you close enough, but it's a little hard to say for certain.
Where is the window?
So it's over by the inn, and then the lake is just outside of the 90-foot range.
Oh,
It's
I'm talking about casting Entangle on the barrel blades in the inn.
the barrel blade guards who were in the inn all left after the guard told them to go shake down the relative farmers to see if any of them
Oh.
had the ability to fix the broken spoke before before their forces from inside could retrieve it. So basically, like, they've sent somebody down into Moeg to try and get the part, but in the meantime, they're gonna see if they can try and fix it in advance up here.
I'm sorry, I completely misunderstood the situation.
It's all good.
In that case, it would be better
You're
going.
cutting out a little bit.
I think I would be better off going with Jackie and Arkmon in that case, doing some stealth.
Yeah.
If you want to be
Yeah.
a kitty cat.
I could be anything.
Anything?
I could be anything
Bug.
you want.
But I
Would you
won't
be
be
a bug?
that.
I could be a spider.
That's pretty good. How big?
Let me see.
I will say you can go anywhere from teeny tiny spider to cat-sized spider.
It's a pretty big spider.
That does sound like a big spider.
I
where
mean, it's a
is-
real life big spider. It's not really like a D&D big spider.
I gotta remember how to do this. It's monster spider. Tiny beast.
Teeny
weeny.
So like I said, size of a cat to
Yeah.
smaller.
That's not all the proportions on that spider are wrong, and it bugs me.
It bugs you.
It's got a body like a widow spider, but its
That reminds me.
mandibles too big and its legs are too long.
Don't forget, Call, you have a point of inspiration from last session.
Yes, thank you. I have it recorded.
Please don't use it when hitting me. You'll do enough damage.
I've always wanted to blow right hook.
I've wanted to do this for a long time.
I feel like I'd be a
I
little
mean,
more.
I imagine that's not true, but like,
I will say, based on
Call feels very. Sorry, go ahead.
I would say based on the size, like you are still like a good, like you're 6 something, right? Like
Yeah,
damn tall, but like not the 8'4" that Uru is. Like
yeah, he's
this
about
is
2
still
feet shorter than me.
this is still very much like a little Mac situation where you'd be fucking blow. The
Call's
jump hook.
also
Saying,
like
got a king hippo.
is like. Yeah, he's like a 350-pound like brick of muscle and horns though.
Brick
So
shit house.
he's dense.
and I'm wiry.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah, I suggest this because I recognize I'm fairly I can take hits. I'm fairly tanky.
sounds like a plan then. As much as we can. Then Darkness, do you mind being kind of our eyes on the outside? If things get hairy, either jump in or perhaps signal us.
I mean, I don't mind being eyes on the outside at all, but I do have greater invisibility, and on top of that, sea invisibility. So, um, and
Hmm.
other spells of that ilk. So it could be beneficial to have me nearby, in case things get hairy, or
Also in heavy plate, so you're not exactly the best sneaker.
I can fly. Like,
You can fly.
You can fly. Damn.
Only when it's dark, which it is not currently.
are
Can't
we
you
not waiting
create
until
magical
nighttime?
darkness?
I can also create my own darkness.
We don't
I
need to wait until nighttime.
I'm
I don't think we have
highly
the
under
time to wait till nighttime.
precisely. We need to get this done and get down to the bottom of
We-
Moag. It's
we
really
have-
necessary at this point.
Also, I may or may not have doomed a woman who may or may not be known to raid to the games, and we may or may not want to stop that at some point.
Oh, speaking of which, Call did send a message to Razor.
I can only send one
Um,
per day through the sending stone, though, so you'll have to
Oh,
wait.
shit.
Hmm.
Well, damn. All right.
Telephone.
Alrighty then.
I did see
So-
that, and I was thinking about it. I was like, oh, I can only send one message a day through the sending stone. So
Before we adjourn, Call would also want to talk to. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting the innkeep's name.
Basha.
Basha. About the route to Moag and work out an escape plan in case things go south, because we're gonna need somewhere to run.
Basha will let you know that there's 3 points that they know of as far as an entry to Moag. 2 are inside of the mines that you can see over by point number 11 and point number 9. Those little T shapes right here and here. And then the other one is located in the center of the lake. There is a shaft that goes straight down. All of these have checkpoints, however. There's not
Even
really
the
a sneak into Moag.
Even the shaft in the lake.
Yeah, the shaft is just sort of it, like goes straight. Think of it like it's like an elevator. There's like a pulley system.
What happens at these checkpoints?
It's mostly for collecting invoices for what's coming in and going out.
Like customs?
Yes.
Understood.
Okay.
Is there anything specific that they're looking for?
They just take very accurate and thorough accounting of what's going in and coming out of Moag. There's usually some amount of scrying. It's think of it more like TSA. So like, there's a scan. Magical effects are generally attempted to be dispelled.
So what happens when we try to enter with a bag full of soul coins?
They would mark down that these adventurers have a bag full of soul coins on them. And that would then get reported to their manager, and then if their manager noticed that there was a particular flag, they might bump it up to their manager, who might then bump it up to, do you get what I'm kind of... It's just,
bureaucracy.
yes, there's a lot of red tape.
Got it.
They don't call it the ribbon for nothing. Yuck, 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 yuck.
A strange amount of accounting and bureaucracy for what I thought was some sort of what I'd heard was some den of iniquity.
Well, iniquity may be, but that doesn't mean that they don't want to have a very keen eye on literally anything worth anything to anybody. Value is the name of the game here.
Well, soul coins are one thing, but they would probably take much bigger note of Crusaor.
How did you guys get here in the first place?
Long story.
Walk,
we
walk,
kind
walk,
of got
walk.
we kind of got dropped off.
Still keeping that close to your chest, huh? All right. Well, keep
If
your
I told you that a
keep your secrets, Dragon Man.
if I told you a dark dragon teleported us in, would you believe me?
No. They meant how did you get to Munyon?
Oh, to Munyon. Oh. Uh,
Funnels.
we crawled out of some tunnels that were connected to the mines.
Why not go back that way?
We got help through and kind of don't know how to go back the other way.
It's a maze down there.
It is a bit of a maze.
Full of fire and death.
You know, there's a fortune teller that lives in the woods just over yonder. She might be able to help.
A fortune teller.
Sounds like a witch. Darn it. It could be good.
Do we really have time for another diversion, though?
You already know who they're referring to.
I think we're good not going to the fortune teller, but thank you.
Do I notice that? Does Call pick that up?
Roll me an insight check.
Let's.
With advantage, I wasn't trying to hide it.
Call just immediately zeroes in.
In a rare insightful moment. Yeah,
Jesus
Call,
Christ.
you notice something particularly odd about the way Urugaru is behaving when mentioned that there's a fortune teller, and Uru's like, no, we don't need to fuck with any of that voodoo.
Regar, why did your voice do that thing just now when you said that?
I don't.
Yeah, that thing. That thing. Why are you doing that?
Voices do many things. That's the reason for vocal cords, which obviously, if I have some polyps on my vocal cords or something like that, they're gonna adjust the way that my voice reacts to certain situations. And
Rugaru, I want you to answer this question, and please bear in mind I am going to be hitting you in the face later.
okay,
What do you know?
too much, not enough.
I think like
More.
8 eyes is the hint.
Bosches are gonna be like, y'all like to keep secrets from each other. That's kind of weird.
It is, isn't it? I agree.
So, remember the lady with the flower. Last night,
Yes.
I may have gone to apologize to her. Because I felt bad. I stole her flower. I didn't mean to. I felt bad. I went to apologize. The lady is said fortune teller. She keeps spiders. You know me and bugs. People keep bugs. I trust them. It's a thing. It's a bit of a problem, admittedly so.
Keeping insects isn't my first indicator of trustworthiness, but I also didn't grow up in the Ratnar Mountains. Anyway.
I mean, what is more trustworthy than taking good care of the world's smallest creatures?
Hmm.
Anyways,
Subjugating them?
she offered me a few more of her buds. In exchange, she wanted me to scry on someone for her. I had no reason to assume she was malicious or anything like that. I thought maybe family members, somebody who she is worried is in danger, something like that. I agreed. We scried on said person I did not recognize, and as I was leaving, it turns out that said prophesizer person might be the master of the games, and I might have just found her a target to take to the games who may or may not be somebody Rail is acquainted with.
Sorry, what?
Damn.
Joshua will
Why
just
weren't you going to tell us this?
We were actually coming down to tell you this, and then you guys went all on about Thumper and stuff.
Yeah, so can we, like, get going, please?
This is well, I mean, we gotta get moving.
All right. This is a lot to process.
Believe me, it's been a night.
Jackie
Listen, you can process your feelings by hitting each other. Let's go.
Jackie starts stuffing more and more biscuits in faster because he knows we gotta go soon.
Not gonna have time to eat later. Go.
Jackie, you better not be ripping ass while we're trying to do a sneaking mission. I swear to God.
What? Did the cart just fart?
I've sent Call will look at Rail. I've sent a message to Razor to check on Red Rage. As soon as he gets it, he'll go. That'll be a lot faster than we'll be able to get there at any rate. In the meantime, we should probably check out this person in the cart, and then, as much as I hate to say it, the Game Master is probably our best way into Moag without being detected.
Basha will pipe up and go, "Oh, absolutely. There's no one better to get you into Moag than Astara."
She's gonna want us to sign up.
I hate.
What? No, that's not what. That's not her bag.
I will say.
She's the game master. She's not the one who picks the players. She's the one who designs the thing.
So when she had Uru scry, it may not have been to pick a player, but maybe hunt one down that escaped.
Or design their game.
I feel like we're making a lot of assumptions here. Why would this person be so interested in a random person from the games if their job is to design the traps and the field? This may have been. How do you know it's not a personal request?
I get the sense this one wasn't quite so personal. In a sense of like, hey, I'm just wondering how my friend Kate's doing. If you are somebody who takes pride in what you do, you would make sure that every time you do it to the best of your abilities. If I were the game master and I was wondering what kind of traps to make for a person, I would want to know about them. Their build is, what they do or do not do when they run, what quirks they have, things like that.
Garu, do you know how many people run through the games every day? Do you think that she designs a special maze just for every single person?
No, but I imagine she designs special mazes for special players.
Are we special?
Do you want to find out?
I think there might be members of our party who are special.
Just a little bit special.
Yep, that's you.
Oh, I'm starting to get full. Are we gonna leave here? Because I started picking up the pace.
Okay. One more thing before we do this. Why are we fighting? I think we just run outside and start throwing hands. It might be funny, but
I was confused about that too. I thought it was for my entertainment, but I'm not allowed to watch it because I gotta do things, so I'm confused.
Well, we would need to find a reason to be out. We would need to find a reason to be by their cart.
I mean,
I have an idea.
Sure.
Look, I'm gonna shape into a cat, but before I do that, Uragaru, pick up Abner, and I cast him, Abner.
Abner digs his claws into you just a little bit, like, no.
just, and I look Abner in the face, and I'm like, just go with it, please.
I very, very gently
go with it.
Hold the cat because I'm scared. Not of the cat, but of hurting the cat.
Call, you're gonna take me once I'm in cat form, and you two were just in a cat performing contest, and there was a tie, but the judges and scene, and I turn into a cat.
I'm not gonna say this is an awful idea, but I will say all these guards just saw this cat.
They also don't care about the cat.
They also don't care about the cat.
This is Abner, by the way.
He's perfect.
This will not. I think something a little bit less convoluted.
It's not about the cats, it's about the integrity of the contest in which one of you supposedly won, but the other is convinced that the contest was rigged. Fight about it.
Let me suggest a slightly less convoluted, potentially more realistic idea.
I'm already a cat.
I'm gonna keep eating. Alright.
So Call, hypothetically, you just had a little bit of a spat of sort with these guys, correct?
Yes.
Do you think it would be beyond reason that potentially one of your traveling mates might be upset that you maybe got into a spat with some guards who might cause us problems in the future?
As far as scenarios go, I don't say it's. I would say it's not the least believable thing I had heard.
I think it's much more believable than
She goes,
a cat contest.
bootlicker. Yes, no, they might sympathize with that a little bit.
Oh, I'm willing to be the heel in this.
Or I'm just saying, or you guys could just be walking and like Call you'd be like extra grumbly, and then Uru you just like bump into him, and then you'd be like, hey, and he's like, hey, and then you're like, the hell? And you're like, what the hell are you? And you just throw a fist, and then the other guy throws a fist, and you just kind of. It's easy.
Well, it's a great idea. It does require us setting up in opposite directions and not being seen by the guards.
I mean, do you think they're going to be watching every direction, every moment, all the time?
I mean,
you just...
that is. I feel like that's literally what a guard does.
That is the job of a guard. Yes.
I gotta tell you right now, the answer to that is no.
That is the job of a guard.
They want to
be vigilant,
but they don't.
Yeah, they want exactly.
And that's where me and Archon come in.
You also don't need to be going in the opposite direction, just faster.
I'm gonna keep eating these biscuits while we talk here.
I'm gonna climb up.
Call just slaps his hand away from the biscuits.
I'm climbing up Call like those kittens who climb up your pants when they want food.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna claw my way up into his arms and start like grumbling like.
Rail, we're not doing the cat idea.
I'm sorry. I know you like the cat idea a lot, but I really can't remember all that.
Also,
Hiss.
it's also
Hiss.
also it won't work like that.
All I can think of is that cat from Baldur's Gate. Hiss! I say hiss!
Abner will like wiggle around, do that thing that like when a cat doesn't want to be held anymore, where it just turns into like a mini tornado of knives.
Yeah, I will gently put Abner down.
There's no gentle about the. Actually, roll me a dexterity savings throw to see if you're able to like.
My
put him down.
0 boost dex saving throw.
At this point, how far away is the cart?
That's a 4.
So the carts are currently at a standstill. There were 4 carts being led along in a formation. One of the spokes on the cart, we'll call it cart number 3 out of 4, broke while in transit because Arkmon had his mage hand. It wasn't mage hand. It was
Earthen grasp.
Thank you. Had that grab the spoke and twist it so that it came off, and it ended up shattering the spoke. They are currently looking for a replacement. There is a clock, so they are going to be going from farmhouse to farmhouse, seeing if they can find the supplies and somebody with the technical know-how, because despite being guards, they are not also equipped with repairing a broken tire.
Okay. Call, what do you think?
I'd say it's the best chance we've got.
Please try not to hurt me too bad.
I'll do what I can. Just
distance, a dog barks.
keep your hands up.
I assure you, this is not my first fight.
No,
gonna
I
give
know. I've seen you
Abner.
fight.
Oh,
That's why I'm saying it.
I'm gonna give Abner a boot.
I wanna use magic now. All fun and games till I Eldritch Blast
No to
guys.
stay behind, and I'm gonna leave. I'm just gonna go to where the cart is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow you.
Abner, no.
Abner, yes.
Abner, yes.
Right. So the
Hmm.
two cats make their way toward it's so you can see where the little cluster of trees is next to just to the left of the lake. The carts are basically just on the other side of what looks like the road. There's currently 3 guards posted. They just look to be guarding one of each of the so you have one that's patrolling from front to back, one that's posted at the back of the train, one that's posted at the front.
Can I do a keen smell perception check on the cart to see if I can smell anything recognizable
I think.
about who might be inside of it?
Mhm.
And oop. Oh. 16.
Roll me a history check.
Oh boy. The
History.
dreaded history check.
16.
With a 16, you
Shit.
do recognize what would arguably be Tyke's perfume on the air.
Okay. All right. Suspicions confirmed. Operation Provolone is a go. I am going to dart back to the inn and start meowing loudly. Arkmon?
Abner does not follow you.
He does not?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Cat Rail is in a frantic state. Arkmon.
Are you clawing?
Meow, meow.
Are you clawing
meow.
me?
Yes, I'm clawing your shoes and your pants.
God, I'm like definitely wiggling around, like trying to get you off.
Ray's trying to draw your blood so she
All
can
right.
write in it.
All right, yeah, I get it. Oh.
Ray, there was one other thing that you noticed while you were smelling in the air. You noticed the distinct smell of I was gonna say like decaying flesh. Do you remember? So it smelt similar to the monstrosity homunculus that were flying around in the air down under when you guys were fighting Nadar.
That was
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Interesting. After my frantic attempts at getting Arkmon to follow me, I'm gonna just start heading towards the cart and like looking back at him every couple of steps to be like, dude,
Yeah.
come on.
While you're making your way back, you do not notice Abner.
So I'm getting up and
Can I
heading out
smell for him?
at this point.
Roll me perception.
I'd like to say that I'm getting up and heading out at this point. I don't know. who's following me
Yeah.
immediately, but
Call would have
we've talked
would
about
have
starting to go with
left
you
as well.
Yep. I think
It
we got
smells
the
like
plan.
he's inside of the cabin.
In the cart?
The caravan. Yep.
Oh, okay. I'm going to follow that smell
Okay.
and try to find an opening in the cart
With your
or the
19
caravan.
with your 19 perception, you do notice a small cat-sized hole that you could squeeze into. You kind of see like a tuft of Abner's fur. It's a little bit of a squeeze, but you can get in. Rather, Abner is a little chunky, and so I don't know how large your cat is.
I would be a little on the like not
Sleek.
small side, but not huge.
Got it. Yep. No,
Wise.
Abner had a bit of a hard time because he's got a chunky belly, but like if you're a sleeker cat, you could definitely just slunk in there without too much difficulty.
I slinked.
Okay.
Link.
Linkated.
So you enter the caravan, and inside you see Tyke, who is still pounding away, with Abner kind of yelling at her. And she's like, "No, kitty, where did you even come from?" And she sees that there's the small hole, and then she sees you.
Meow.
She's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
How big is the inside of this caravan?
Pretty lavish. It's actually really with it's a bit odd that there's a broken sort of plank. You think that it might have popped open when the spoke came off. And then Tyke probably tried to like pull at it a little bit more, but wasn't able to because they lacked any kind of tools or like any comfortable way to kind of grab at or make the hole wider. So yeah, you can thank Arkmon for that swift ingenuity.
Oh, thank you. Do I see whatever that death smell thing is?
No.
But I can still smell it.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
The inside of this caravan is very plush. It looks very ritzy, very well kept. It doesn't look like Tyke is technically a prisoner, other than the fact that she's clearly trying to fucking escape.
I will unwild shape so that she can clearly see that I am there to help.
Let's see if Tyke is able to keep cool. It'd be a wisdom savings throw for Tyke. Cool as a cucumber. Tyke is originally kind of taken aback and then recognizes you because she hasn't seen you since the haircut. No, your hair's always been short.
Oh, it's just in a half ponytail.
You look
now.
a little different. Like time has changed you, and you look a little bit more wild behind the eyes. But you're still Ray, and especially because you only really met the one time. But it takes just a brief moment for her to eventually recognize you. As soon as she does, excuse me, sorry.
You need some water?
I grabbed some. She jumps into your arms and starts like sobbing softly. She's like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! I was so worried. Where's Arkmon? Are you guys okay? What's going on? Why are you
Everything's
here?"
okay. Don't worry, we're gonna get you out of here, but keep your voice down.
Well,
The
yeah, of
guards are
course.
right outside.
No, yeah.
Listen.
Just
Sorry, go ahead.
no, it's just listening.
Oh, Arkmon's here. He's on his way. He's got a plan, but we have to distract the guards first. So
I really don't know if that's a good idea. These guys are not fucking around. These aren't like the normal barrel blade guards from back in Weatherlight. These are or for not Weatherlight. From back in Stronghold. These guys are. There's something fucked up about them.
Where are they taking you? Why are you in this caravan?
They're taking me to Ravnica
Why?
to join the rest of the Soon Knights for a big
Well,
ritual that's happening in a couple of months.
but what about your job? Like, you have a life there. You couldn't just say no?
No, I feel like no. It'd be nice if I could, but no, like cause remember we're trying to infiltrate the cult. I didn't think that I kind of fucked up. I was a little too good at my job, a little too yes, ma'am, a little too good at the things that they asked me to do, and wouldn't you know it, now they want to bump me up the track to a head priestess of sorts. This isn't great. Kind of didn't think this through all the way.
Rail just kind of like cocks her head to the side and looks at Tyke and says, "Yeah, you would be. You would be too good at your job."
God damn it.
Goddamn, why you gotta be so desirable?
That is just so typical you.
I thought I was fucking up constantly. I was spouting off. I was bossing all these other bitches around. Turns out they're into it. I didn't realize that was their thing.
You
I
gotta
thought
know
I
what
was being
yums to
rude.
not yum.
I was coming
Well,
home every night smelling like fucking salad dressing. Like, what about that's appealing? I don't understand it.
Hey,
Darkness
like
is just nodding
whoa, whoa,
along
whoa,
in the
what kind of
distance.
salad dressing are we talking about here? Because like,
God damn it,
Like-
Uru.
if you're coming home smelling like a good French dressing or something like that,
Jim.
Focus.
Listen, if you guys bust me out of here, they're going to notice, and then they're going to try to find me.
Okay, I have an idea, but do you happen to have any of that Shrinky Dink potion on you?
No. Gave the rest of what I had to Jackie a long time ago.
All right. If they're shoot. All right. Someone else should do something while I think about this.
So, like, what kind of dressing?
You didn't hear this conversation.
Just balsamic vinaigrette.
Mm.
I was thinking ranch, probably. That's what.
Red. My.
Smell like fucking ranch.
Smell
Why
it like
vinaigrette?
both. It's like a Baskin Robbins of dressing in this piece.
Oh my god.
Vinaigrette, you'd feel clean or a somewhat okay fragrance. Maybe not the best thing ever, but like
You
blue
think?
cheese. Yeah, I think you would have
Aw,
actually said the name if it was that kind of dressing. But
a Thousand
ranch is
Island.
just sort of right.
It's
Yeah.
the derail button.
Ugh.
Okay, so yeah, metagamers. So meanwhile, while Rail is inside of the cab trying to talk to Tyke about a potential battle plan as to how best to navigate, because as she pointed out, it's not like the guards are going to not notice that she's in there, or rather notice that she's not in there. If she goes missing, they will notice. Meanwhile, Urugaru and Call and Jackie and Darkness and Dark One. Operation Provolone.
Yeah.
Indeed.
how many guards are we looking at outside
There's
of the?
outside of the caravan there are 3. There's one posted at the front, one posted at the back, and one that's kind of patrolling around the 4 caravans.
Oh, well, that's not bad. We only got to track 3 of them. I thought it'd be worse.
You're not sure where the other 11 are.
Probably off bothering farmers. We heard them say that they're going to do that.
Yep.
All right, I would say as we start to like get closer and then potentially split off into our relative roles, me and Jackie we dip off into it's like a side alley and disguise up,
Yeah.
separate from the
Let's do
group.
What are you 2 disguising as?
I plan on going as a member of the Barrel of the Blade, as we have seen.
All right.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be the Joker.
Wow. Giant Goliath joke.
Why so serious?
The purple overcoat.
Now, I have a question here because I'm not super familiar with D&D like some of you are. I have a disguise kit and the skill for that because rogue, but I also have a spell for disguise self. Which one should I use? What's the meta here? I don't know which one would be
So,
worth it.
Disguise Self is going to give you whatever you want. Literally, it's magic. You can pick and choose whatever your disguise is going to be, but it does have a finite duration. A disguise kit is going to
It's a whole
require a
hour.
roll. Yeah.
Okay.
And the roll, basically, you're putting on makeup, and you can wear the makeup however long you want to wear the makeup, but you're not going to be able to immaculately change your appearance, kind of thing.
It's
But
not
you will
gonna
be able
let
to.
you look like a Knight of the Barrel Blade. 'Cause
Yeah.
You don't have the armor. You're not that tall.
So
Like,
I should disguise self then, and then I can make myself taller with armor.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I can do this.
Yeah, I have it inherent to the cloak that I wear.
Can I? So it says make yourself, including your clothing, armor, weapons, and other belongings, into a look of a different. Okay, so fortunately, it doesn't say anything about my voice. I was kind of hoping that
Nope. That's a deception check.
Mm-hmm.
I can't change my voice. It's stuck this way.
What are you talking about?
I cursed.
You really
I'm
believe?
I'm gonna do my best to just like not talk during this. I'll be your like number 2 goon, and I'll just be behind you to like shake and nod and whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and cast disguise self and look like a man.
I believe
Alrighty.
it. I believe it.
Oh
So-
man, I miss Mad
Roll me that
TV.
roll me that performance check.
Do I have a performance for my spell, or it is? I guess Tapatio it is.
Is it performance for me? Yeah, sure.
Here,
Would
I'll
it not be
throw.
deception?
It could be for deception.
Deception is kind of, I think, more. Yeah.
Here's
I am giving you the option because
my spell, so I shouldn't have to roll.
25.
That's sure that is so that you aesthetically appear that way. But if you're trying to then act like
Perform the part. Okay. So I gotta do that now.
yeah,
Or should we wait for me to do it per encounter?
we can.
Because I'm just looking like a thing. I'm not trying to act like it until we're like in it, you know.
And just to clarify, you're trying to look like one of the guards.
Yes, I'm looking like one of the guards.
Okay.
I might do the classic as well. Good old potential clipboard in the nearby to look like I'm busy, and checking inventory is what my main idea is gonna be.
All right.
We gotta make sure that everything's on the up and up by the time we get
Do you have,
through.
like,
I know you
a-
guys been slacking off and running around and doing whatever you do with the farmhand's daughter and everything like that, but right here,
Hold
gotta
on.
make sure we're on the right numbers.
Are you gonna have like a clipboard?
Yes.
I will have your pen and just signal when
You'll
you need
have
the pen.
my pen.
Yes, and I will hand you the pen when it is time to write, and we will
The
seem like a
pen
team.
holder.
Oh my god.
Jimothy, the pen, please. Thank you.
How many guards were there in total?
14.
14.
14.
That's gonna be
So they're
perfect.
gonna know everybody that's in their team very well.
No, 14's perfect size. That's just enough for you not to know one or two guys potentially.
That's fair.
Trust me on this.
You
Yeah,
could
how
have been
many people
hanging
do
out
you
in one of the
really know
stairwells.
when you're in, like? You could ignore the people in your periphery.
Hey, if we're lucky enough, we're acting just like some of them that are already in that crew, so it would just fit right in.
Again, these people are all assholes. Of course, they're not gonna really remember some of them.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. So we should just be more of an asshole. Okay.
Oh, that's what I'm going for.
Yeah, I can follow up.
All right. Before you go in, consider that they may ask you what you're doing back. I'm assuming you're going to be dressing up as some of the guys that left. So come up with a cover story.
You got it, boss.
I'll leave it to you, because again, I'm just gonna kind of nod.
Follow my lead. Fine.
Miss
Again,
what are you guys up to?
the idea is that they are going to be fighting and more or less distracting the group that's around. We'll see.
Sure.
Yeah. While Jackie and Arkmon are strategizing that, Call is just leaning into Arkmon, or not Arkmon, sorry, Urugaru, like making sure we're staying around the corner out of sight of the barrel blades. So give me a few moments to get ahead of you, and then you pass by me, bump my shoulder, and bing, bang, boom, we fight from there.
Every now and then, wrap it up and get inside. You'll be able to rest a little bit. Lean on one another.
Lead everywhere. All over the place.
Lean on me.
What are you up to?
What was that?
Where is darkness?
Darkness is gonna be disguised as just a random villager, kind of hanging out in the area. Maybe eating an apple, cleaning a booth, just kind of chilling,
Perfect.
Rather late.
doing normal peasant stuff.
Got it.
But
Are you
like
just
within spellcasting distance, so that I can like silence and befuddle and do all the fun stuff in the event that they, fuck it up.
all right?
The event. It'll be
The
fun.
event.
Let's go ahead and roll
Right.
initiative.
Ah.
Not because we're necessarily in combat, just because I want to try and do this in an initiative order.
Oh shit.
Me and Call roll the same initiative. This is on-site shit.
Yeah.
Excellent.
God,
so
am I really
Colin,
lagging this much behind everything?
That actually works.
On
No, actually,
site.
that's the only happens when I roll low.
Jackie. Hopefully you roll low with me, and it'll kind of make more sense for the.
for the way that we want this to work, because you guys will move after we've started the fisticuffs.
Mm-hmm.
that's
I mean, it would also kind of work if Jackie was on the very top of an
Yeah.
initiative and Arkmon was on the very bottom.
Right, which is why I'm just gonna put them paired. I was basically just trying to figure out like where in the rotation
Yeah.
we were going to have people go off. That way
Alright.
we could get some structure to this particular encounter. Okay, so kicking things off.
God. Fuck.
No, that's perfect because
Yeah.
like
That's exactly
Alice
what
was
we want.
saying, it's looping around. So, but we're gonna put you at the bottom with. No, you know what? You rolled a 20. I'm gonna honor that. We're gonna have Arkmon and Jackie go first in the initiative
Awesome.
order, then Call, then Braille and Darkness. Or yeah, Braille, Darkness, and I guess Tyke. All right, so kicking things off, Operation Provolone.
Alright, so I have disguised myself as sort of the most generic version I could think of one of these dudes, but in
Excellent.
armor.
And I suppose maybe with my ability, having disguised myself before and having it inherent in the cloak that I utilize, maybe try to get something just more specific to how these folks have rolled, because it seemed like they're a little bit more spatial. And then I think, because we are kind of looking for the cue of them to interact, I'd like to, as we're now up close and we're gonna really get into this scenario, I'd like to investigate the area and really analyze what our potential route is gonna be. Obviously, you said there's the 3 people there. Can I see anybody else in maybe the periphery as far as they're dealing with other houses, that sort of thing, but maybe there's a rotation going on, that sort of thing.
Sure. So in addition to the patrol of the guards, you do notice that there are a couple of people who seem to just be milling about with their day-to-day. The time is about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but the sky is overcast and kind of gloomy. There are people who seem to be pulling small carts, so not these large caravans, but instead just kind of rickshaw style carts filled with mostly produce, and it looks like they're making their way either towards the mines or to the house that's out by the lake. You also see a strange looking farmer with one big tooth who's just mouthing the hell out of an apple.
Nice.
He gives you a sly wink as though to signify its darkness.
You got that whistle laugh.
I love that fucking what's his name is your just go-to disguise now.
Dean Flatherly.
Dean Flatherly.
It's fantastic.
I knew Dean Flatherly one time. We all do.
Had a weird
A
dream about
cousin
one
Dane.
Through the ages.
Good old Dane.
Dean Flather. Awesome. Okay. So
80 percentile. You want to roll less than 70.
me?
Yes, you.
Me.
This is the layer action for this event. The layer being the city of Munyon.
I'll be a 15.
Perfect. Nothing happens that you notice.
As we are dressed up, do I take notice of anybody noticing me, perhaps? Or my compadre?
I noticed them notice.
Make a perception check.
To notice what you
Fuck.
Noticing
Notice
you,
you.
noticing
I knew this wasn't an investigation, but yeah, another perception, baby. Let's go.
You got this. You got this.
No, I don't. 4. As so typical.
Not going on. So it's not that you don't notice anyone. It's just hard to clock if anybody is
No, it's really like
picking you
calling
out
me
from
out.
the crowd.
Okay, whatever. That's
Yeah.
fine. That works.
The guards seem to be keeping it, doing what they're likely tasked to do, which is guarding the perimeter until other Knights of the Barrel Blade show up. You are currently dressed as one of those, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Once you are within eye shot of one of the guards, they do notice you. They don't hail you down or anything. They just kind of notice you, and the patrolling one stops patrolling. Jackie.
I am following behind Arkmon, but I'm doing my best to look as normal as possible because I did disguise myself as a human, so I'm taller than I really am in this disguise, and so I'm just trying to look as generically normal as possible as I walk
A
behind.
performance check with disadvantage.
Becky.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
I'm really good at just being the most generic dude. I've analyzed and watched generic ass soldiers for so long to figure out where their patterns
That's
are
true.
that I can
That's
do
true.
this.
Even
The
at
genericness
even
is
at
strong with this
disadvantage, Jackie's like, I can pretend to be a cop. Herp derp to derp.
Yep.
I
You
might do
there.
that weird step that they take every once in a while to get rid of the wedgie. Like there might be one of those, but for the most part,
Y'all basic as fuck.
as basic as
As a
basic
human
can be.
insult, and it's devastating.
I'm
You're
so
devastated right now.
basic. I'm basically invisible.
Yep.
As long as I'm in this armor.
Basically.
Hide in plain sight. My man Jackie.
They've seen people in this armor so much that it's just like, yeah, it's one of them.
Okay, next up is going to be Colin Uru.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Alright. So Call will make his way and go first. He'll get halfway down the road a little bit, just max walking speed, I suppose. Or not quite max because Uru needs to overtake him, but it's all theater of the mind, fun times anyway. So yeah, he'll walk down the lane a little bit at a moderate pace, but slow enough for Ugar to catch him at a brisk walk.
Yeah, and I'll give him 5-10 steps.
Roll me an intelligence check to make sure you're not walking too quickly or not walking too. You're kind of doing that thing where you can't walk too fast, but you can't walk too slow, and so you're trying to not overthink it.
Right.
But you're definitely overthinking it.
I'm
But
definitely
you may be
overthinking it.
Definitely overthinking it. Okay. So you start to kind of slow your pace. Roll me a performance check.
Oh, this is gonna go great.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Oh
Holy
my god.
shit.
That is a 0.
It's a 0, guys. It's a 0. So Call just kind of gets part way, and then he just stops and looks and then just goes back to walking, and then stops again.
Oh my god.
Wait 1 second.
This is going great. It was a good plan.
Should have gone with the cat, man.
Oh yeah, that would have gone a lot better with Call's 0 performance.
He's very passionate about the rules, okay? Tell me I'm wrong.
Well, the guards were originally stopping to take a quick look at Arkmon and Jackie. They noticed that you kind of just almost like stop in the middle of the road. If you can come up with a really good excuse as to why you would have stopped in the middle of the road, I'll let you re-roll the performance.
Man,
Poop your pants. No.
I wasn't trying to use the fart right now. You know, we went to the same
From
place.
the
I
peanut
can
gallery.
fart.
Silence from the gallery. Silence from the gallery.
I'm sorry.
Quiet in the.
Call mutters just loud enough to hear. Did I leave the stove on in the kitchen?
Roll that performance.
Well, fuck me. It bounced off a 20, man.
Oh.
Not the worst thing I've ever seen.
Their eyes
It's
are kind of
not-
locked on you. All right, Urugaru.
Oh god, I need to save this. Jesus. Looking through my spells, I don't even have anything that could like help make sense of why he just stopped.
Yes, you can.
He's in
Keep
the
in mind,
middle.
this is a team effort.
Outside
Yeah.
the box.
He's in the middle of the road, right?
Correct.
Okay. So I'm gonna come from where we were at. Look like I'm jogging, you know, like what time are we? We're still fairly early, right? Like
It's noon 1.
okay, yeah.
It's
So
lunchtime.
you know, lunchtime exercising, you know, getting my workout on, making it look like, you know, I'm somebody just jogging. And do the old shoulder check with Uru. Or with Call rather.
Call will stumble forward and see this as his chance to change the subject. He'll
need the
snap his head around.
I need Uru to roll the performance check to make it look like you didn't just straight bump into him.
Yeah.
On purpose.
22.
Cheesecake, any positive reinforcement.
With a 22, so it's almost like Call stops and looks up like, did I leave the oven on? And then Uru, noticing that, oh no, Call stopped, just like
He's
almost walks
floundering.
a little bit faster, turns his head and goes, look it, and boom, runs into him, causing the scene to become suddenly believable.
Oi! Oh, what are you doing just standing in the middle of the road like an idiot?
Watch where you're going, you lummox.
Where I'm going, I'm not the one stopped in the middle of the road. Why are you just standing there? What, did you catch a nice looking bird or something?
Speak to me like that again, Twig, and I'll break you in half and use you as firewood.
Try it and see what happens.
And Call is gonna swing.
And scene.
Fade to black.
We tried. They tried.
Mhm. Does a 16 hit your AC?
16's a hit.
You're gonna take.
draw,
Sorry.
Out of curiosity, how do you choose to strike at Uru? Is this a punch? Is this a slap? Is this a backhand?
Slap.
Open-handed slap.
Front hand or back?
Front hand.
Okay,
Oh,
Okay.
politely.
Whoa.
that is the gentleman slap. Could have backhanded it, which is like,
You know, yeah, that's
Damn! It's going down.
playing front or back.
Playing the front hand, backhand.
all right, Uru, your
Okay,
response.
let's. So he slapped me?
He slapped you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna punch him. Punch him in his big stupid nose.
Roll the attack. I'm gonna remind you that Call's AC is not low.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm gonna punch him. I'm
Got
not worried about doing damage to Call in this.
Which,
Got it. So you like punch him square in the chest, and you can feel his chin armor like
Yeah.
practically like bounce your hand back, and that hurts. Like you're like, oh god, why? We will now move to darkness.
Darkness is gonna ready a spell in the event that the shenanigans do not go as planned, and we'll just hold his action for now, munching on his apple.
That's the action you were holding.
Spell Calm Emotions.
Okay. Emotions.
Need y'all to simmer down now. Simmer down. Nah. Simmer down now.
Alright. Oh.
You cut out there. Were you saying rail?
Yeah, rail.
Oh, I am going to summon a beast just outside of the hole that Abner and I climbed in through. And the beast I would like to summon is a raven. I'm going to quaff the raven.
Nameless here forevermore.
It's close. Long time no see.
So I'm gonna kind of like whisper through the hole at the raven. Natural. Keep an eye on things. So if it gets heated out there.
Oh no, that's coming in. It squawks in agreement.
I like to think that's the raven that Rail summoned.
Yes. I'll have the ravens for you in a second.
Okay.
I just think that the ravens gonna be like hanging out right outside.
You're cutting out.
Sorry, the heater's on. That's probably what's doing it. Is this better?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, I'm right next to the microphone. So the raven's gonna just like hang out right outside the caravan and like kind of peck at the ground, like it's looking for bugs, but also the group and what's going on, and relay back to me if anything noteworthy happens.
So it'll relay to you that like, rat, big tall asshole looks like I hit another big tall asshole. Rat, they're fighting out here. Rat. I don't know why they talk like a parrot.
I'm gonna turn to Tyke and say, Operation Provolone is in effect. Don't
What the fuck
worry.
is Operation Provolone?
Don't worry about it. We're gonna.
I am very worried.
Everything
I am
is going
full of
according
worry.
to plan.
What plan?
We're
It's
gonna
a great
sneak
plan.
you out, okay? You have to trust me, okay?
Big ask.
Hey, I think this is a great plan. I think it took somebody truly genius to come up with it.
Alright, top of the round, Arkmon and Jackie. Ugaru and Call have started the fight. They're starting to like scrap and just generally like move into each other's spaces, trading blows respectively.
Much as I want to say I'm like waddling behind Arkmon just to make it look funny. No, I am perfect normal walking right now.
Hold the pen, sir. No.
He's just so normal right now.
My name is Timothy Penn. You know where I got my last name.
Jimothy.
Jimothy Penn.
Yes.
I don't know my
Jimothy
first
Penn the
name that
15th?
well, but I hold the pen.
He does hold the pen. So I would say, Arkmon maybe perhaps seizing opportunity in which the attention is immediately thrown to these two behemoths fighting in our on the streets here. Scoping out the situation, perhaps with clipboard in hand, make my way toward the cart of our prisoner.
That is the third cart in the formation, and it is about where the patrolling guard has stopped.
Okay. I'll make my way up.
does not address you.
Is he looking beyond into this fight?
Kind of. It looks like he's just generally kind of keeping an eye out, but he doesn't seem to regard you.
I'll actually.
Think of it like when if like a coworker were to walk up and suddenly like walk into the back room, like he's not here to micromanage you.
Yeah. I feel like to play the role a little bit, I'm gonna stand not next to him, like again, not trying to engage in any kind of conversation directly. Again, this is very much like coworker, like that sort of thing. Kind of like stand aside. I'll look onto the fight like he is. For a moment or two. Kind of let the moment, however they're interacting, so be it. Maybe a little shake of my head, looking back at the clipboard, and then make my way toward the cart.
The guard right now.
What's that?
How close,
Psychological.
in terms of proximity, how close would you say you are to the guard right now?
The guard that I immediately interact with. Let's see.
Mhm.
I would say like 8 feet away, something like that. Like
I need you to roll me a Constitution savings throw.
not within arm's length, but a close-ish.
Yep, I would need I need a Constitution savings throw.
Absolutely. 15.
All right, you succeed, but you do notice that these things smell horrific, like chemicals and old flesh and sinew and
Delicious.
bile.
Okay. So, I suppose based on previous interactions, I mean, obviously we just got out of a scenario.
But the smell was previously being
Kind of-
masked by the perfumed aroma of honey and gravy and biscuits. So it's hard to notice before, but now
I
that it's
see.
just the fresh air and you and him, something smells off. Think of it like if you were, like you get into a car with somebody who has BO, but you didn't notice it when you guys were wandering around Target.
Right. Okay.
Jackie.
I will continue to just stay behind Arkmond and look as normal as possible.
All right.
Inching along, if you will.
Yeah.
Arkham, was there anything else you wanted to do on your turn?
Yeah. Is there like a clear route? Like, is there a guard like right in front of where we need to go that I need to navigate past? Is there someone like looking like beyond toward the fight? Or is that distracting him enough in this regard? I guess.
Like, there's a guard posted at the back. There's a guard at the front who doesn't seem to be watching the action from behind. He's literally just looking at the purview before him. And then there's the guard who's standing basically to the left of the door that enters in through the back of the caravan.
Okay.
Let's see here. If I start an activity, does it stop? It'll probably stop my audio.
You gonna do a whiteboard or something?
I was gonna do a whiteboard.
I mean, yeah, damn, I don't know how to do both.
Paint.
Need to get that D20 going. See, this is another reason why I get like an iPad for you.
I don't know if that would help anything.
I don't know. White?
them.
You sure?
Like literally, guy is next to the door where Tyka's knocking.
Okay.
Nice.
I suppose I don't know anything that's going on in there, but the fact that
It's suddenly quiet, so there's no longer any thumping happening. Oh, there is a bird flying around now.
Right. All right. I would like to, as best I can, I want to investigate a route to be able to infiltrate this thing. So if it's, if it looks like I'll have to interact with one of them, so be it. If I could perhaps find a way to kind of slip in somewhat unnoticed, I'll do that.
There's not really a way to slip into the caravan because the door is closed. You would have to just open the door, which would be in front of the guard.
Talk our way through it.
I suppose the only way to be able to see inside would be through that damn hole.
Just walk up to there. Yeah, there aren't really any like clear views out. Everything seems to be pretty heavily covered. You want a minute to think on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Jackie's continuing. Call, I need you to roll me a percentile. You want to roll between 1 and 60.
Okay. $53.
Okay. Nothing happens if you
Nice.
notice. You and Uru are scrappling back and forth, throwing out various insults, trying to create a bit of a scene. The guards don't seem to be paying you too much mind though, with the current state of fisticuffs that's going on.
I am going to grapple Urugaru, and I guess, let me see here.
The strength check against his dexterity, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Strength against Dex on grapple?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was 14 due.
Ah, you lose.
Ah. You're just too spindly.
Too long, and he's just able to kind of like pop out of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's how wrestling works. You want to be tall.
Right. Then I will instead shove, and I will try to push him. Probably, let me see here. I would want to knock him into like. I don't want to mess things up for a villager. But yeah, no, screw it. I'd probably just not, like push him into a cart or something to cause a bit more of a commotion.
Roll me a stealth check to see if you can whisper into Uru's ear. I want you to fling yourself back as far as you can, because
Okay.
this is a coordinated effort.
Right. Stealth check. Wow, my rolls are trash tonight.
Okay.
They weren't always.
Got like.
So with the 9, you kind
I got
of
some-
grumble something, but let's see if the guards perceive it is the big thing.
Lean in and just be like, brace yourself.
They notice that you're exchanging words, but they kind of don't pick up on the exact specifics of it.
So
They don't seem, or rather, they don't seem to move in. But Uru, you hear Call tell you to. I'm sorry. What did you tell him to do, Call?
Brace yourself.
Okay.
Mm.
Let's see here. What would be?
And then I'll shove him.
I was gonna say, what's a good shove check?
Athletics.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a good roll.
Is it athletics v athletics?
Yes. Let's go athletics v athletics. That sounds fine.
You got me beat.
All right. Now, Uru, I want you to roll me a percentile dice to see which direction you get flung. You're going to hit one of 3 targets.
70.
Fantastic. As you fling yourself back, you collide with somebody. Somebody who's about your height.
That's
Where?
never a good sign. There's only one person I've met who's about my height.
Yep, and sure enough, you stumble into who is Astara.
Of course
She whips around and goes, God speaker to Call? What is the meaning of this? And she stares down at Call and goes, what are you doing to my friend?
Paul is immediately flat-footed. What?
This is great.
I'm just eating the shit out of this apple. Like, this is getting good.
Yeah, keep it up.
Uru, I'll give you one more action before we go to Rail and Darkness.
So, see, here's the problem, because one part of me wants to escalate this to really get the attention of the guards. The other part of me doesn't, because I've now apparently got somebody who's got my back. All of a sudden, this is gang warfare. That wasn't the plan.
I mean, I've got lots of HP.
This wasn't supposed to be gang shit.
Listen, you were willing to take hits. It's only right that I need to be willing to take hits too. I wasn't counting on this, but I'm willing to roll with it.
Okay. So we gotta get the attention of these guards. The absolute must. Did I notice that they seem to be kind of indifferent to what's going on?
Up until Astara showed up.
Oh, now they're interested. I want to
They kind of look like they're standing at a bit more of an attention.
I want to keep their attention. So I'm gonna Eldritch Blast with the hopes of missing. I'm gonna shoot like the 3 shots, whiz past Call's head kind of thing. Suspense is killing me.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Last one is a 26.
That's definitely gonna hit.
But if I'm trying to miss, do my hits miss?
You can
roll. You can roll a disadvantage, I guess.
The idea is I want these to like look like they're aimed at Call, but like whiz past them kind of thing. Right? Because I just got thrown off balance. It would be realistic to believe that like my fervor shots would just miss.
Let's call it a performance check.
Okay.
We're gonna call it a moderate DC of a DC 10. At a DC 10, I'm thinking like pyrotechnics or like when you're sword fighting for play, right? It's a performance.
Yeah.
So you're trying to make sure, or wrestling or any kind of like choreographed sport.
I gotcha.
If you roll too low, however, You mean to kind of just hit him in the shoulder, like towards the ping of the shoulder, but instead you end up hitting him like square in like the pec.
Pegged him. Okay.
Paul gets
No.
like blasted off his feet
should
for
I
a
roll
second.
damage?
Yeah.
That's
I love
8,
PvP.
8 damage. It's not that bad. It's only 8.
All right.
Paul gets like knocked off his feet, and then he just gets up very slowly with a very unhappy look on his face.
In
That's
Elvish.
position, man.
which I don't think anybody except Ray understands.
Just,
Oh, never mind, Jackie.
although I'm not really like, I don't think I'm nearby at this point.
Sorry, lots of you speak Elvish. My apologies. Call, I need you to succeed a Wisdom savings throw. DC 20.
Woo.
Okay,
Woo.
It was such
I'm gonna hit my advantage because why not?
It was such a good plan until it wasn't.
Inspiration, wisdom. Nope, that's an even worse roll. All right, no, I'm not gonna succeed that.
Let's see here. You are held. As Astara mutters out in Elvish, just the Elvish word for like, just she screams hold in Elvish, and you notice these spider web tendrils kind of just fling from her hands a la Spider-Man and like wrap around you ethereally, and then just shrink to your form.
Okay, that's admittedly pretty sweet.
Well,
She'll turn to you, Urugaru. Go, are you okay, friend? Did this monster lay his hands on you? Roll me an insight check.
14.
monster
With
says the
advantage?
Spider lady.
Okay, with an insight of 14, you notice one of her
Still
cheek
14.
eyes wink at you.
Oh my god.
That's
Oh my
still-
god.
That's still admittedly pretty sweet, but not what I was hoping for. I don't know the way out. Go home. I will. I'll look at Astara, try to play off the shove, and what do I say here? Fuck off, Captain. I'm trying to think.
With silence, she exclaims, "You two!" And she points to Jackie and Arkmon. I need you to take him to my quarters at once. I know exactly what to do with him. And you two, she points to the other guards, what are you doing standing around here? Didn't your boss give you a job? They kind of look back and forth, admittedly a little sort of shaken. And she's like,
I hate this character so much. And I hate the fact that you made this character expressly with the extent of Craig will love this character until he hates this character.
I mean, it wasn't my primary function for her, so you can take some solace in that. She barks at them to go and fetch their superior because she would like to report them for their failure to maintain order within her domain. Go get your manager for me.
Oh no.
I
They
mean,
kind of scuttle off.
Spider Karen. Spider Karen.
the Spider Karen did give me the distraction. It worked.
True.
Success.
Are they able to get Tyke out of there?
So the two guards who were originally towards the back do kind of soldier off with Arkmon and Jackie now the sole two in the area. And she'll look at you, Uru, and she'll be like, wink.
That is
Oh.
way.
I'll brush myself off a little bit and go, and look at her and go, Yeah, it will. Simple argument that went way too far out of hand. And I will say that to Call almost as if to say, yeah, I know, that's my bad. That's my bad.
Is Call able to speak with hold placed on him?
So you should be able to break free of the hold on your. Well, roll to break free on the hold on your turn.
Okay.
It is Rail and Darkness.
All right. I would like to check.
Rail,
in-
your Raven's like, Rah, this spider bitch is doing some weird shit out here. You may want to get out here.
Bitch, spider bitch. Ruins all of my fucking plans.
Do I notice Archmon outside of the caravan?
So there is there's like a curtain that you can kind of pull back, and you see a guard that doesn't look like the other guards that you've seen. That looks a little bit more like the guard that you saw Archmon morph into. But
Is he holding the clipboard?
Yes, that is the key distinction. Just one is holding a clipboard and one is holding a pen.
I'm gonna whisper to Rodney to leave him. Go get that guard's attention. Tell him to come over to this window, and I'll the window that I peeked out of.
Archmon, a large raven, kind of like sits on your shoulder really quick. Gestures towards.
This is all gone to shit.
Darkness.
I blame Darkness.
Darkness is really wishing he had this thing called a video camera right now. Just, he doesn't know what that is, but it speaks to him on like a fundamental level. Yeah.
If you have these neat little scrying orbs in Ravnica where you can kind of capture like 60 seconds worth of footage and then you can replay them on like a loop, like a music box. You don't have any on you, but you're like, man, I wish I had one of those right now.
Admit this, the funniest home videos. Gonna win myself the $10,000.
He's gonna finish up his apple and pull out another one from his pocket and keep eating. What's going on?
Surely there's something you can do to help the situation.
No, this is great. Keep going. You guys are doing fine.
No.
He's got a magazine of apples. And has like 6 loaded
There's like
up.
a bandolier across his chest.
He just keeps producing them from
Guy
places no one can really figure out where.
Fresh apples. Darkness is like, I'll take 2.
Oh, the red, white, and blue. All the funny things you do.
Darkness is gonna continue to munch away on apples. I believe that's top of the round. So Archmon and Jackie. Archmon, you have a raven on your shoulder who's gesturing towards the caravan.
And I have a pen.
I suppose in glancing over at the direction the raven is bothering me, I hopefully catch a glance at the window and maybe
you do notice rail in the corner.
Oh god, okay. How the fuck do you get in? Alright. I go over to the window, I suppose. Do I see it? Like, is it something I can just easily get open? Do I have to...
It's so it is a glass pane window and it is relatively small. It's mostly just sort of like for viewing as to where you're at in your journey. It's not really something you can climb in and or out of.
Okay.
Can I peek through the glass? Will he be able to hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Single pane glass.
I'll just let him know. Hey, can you open that door on the other side? Are the guards gone?
I'll check both sides. There's multiple doors, right? It sounds like around this thing.
There's just the one large door that sort of leads into it, and it's got a pretty large and ornate looking lock on it.
I'll go over to that though. I'll point to that direction, and yeah, with the guards that have now gone about, and it seems like everybody is distracted with the situation. between the Dragonborn and our Goliath friends. Go in the back. Clipboard in hand, looking like I really need to be there, and fuck it. Let's tackle this lock. This is our. We are a rogue. This is our time to rogue things.
Time to shine.
See that lockpick. Let's sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Slide.
Very sleight of hand. 26.
Oh, man. Oh, those hands are slight. Those are some slight.
Oh man, the
hands.
slightest of hands.
With a 26, that lock pops open for you.
Hands so slight.
Fresh and so clean.
We hear the pop. We don't get too excited. We crack it open slowly. Open it without drawing any attention. What's that?
I'm gonna press my face up against the crack in the door and say, "Don't freak out. Tyke is in here." But
I immediately opened the door a lot faster than I originally intended.
I'm gonna grab hold of the door and hold it.
You're gonna make more
Holding onto
noise
the
by
door.
trying to stop me. You son.
Wait,
What?
strength off. I
Oh,
have
door.
no strength.
Oh, door. Oh, door.
Opposing strength checks. Roll off.
Oh my.
No, I can't see rail. I can't help.
I have the
-1.
strength of 20 suns.
That's my girlfriend in there!
I crit roll the strength.
I can't
So
see rail. I
thematic.
can't help.
I fling Rail off into the distance. How fast I break the
Can I
hinges.
react by pushing Archmon to the caravan and shutting his fucking
Pushing him where?
so he flings the door open, which I am holding on to. And it causes us to like switch places.
I'm
So-
so
You're
sorry,
kind
hon,
of
you're cutting out.
Yeah.
You're drowning. It's like your mic is drowning the longer.
Like as you're starting to say what you're,
The more you
it turns
speak,
into the Charlie Brown
yeah.
womp womp womp
Yeah.
womp.
How about now?
Better.
That's
Let's
good.
try saying the thing.
I've got my mouth directly on what I'm assuming is the microphone on my fucking iPad.
Hot.
Hello. How you doing out there?
And
See,
now
now
it's
it's
getting
chopping
again.
better.
Yeah.
Do it again.
The longer it goes.
Alright, hold on a second.
Go sit next to your husband or something. I don't know.
Hold on.
Hold up.
He's getting the headset. It's gonna take like.
I'm
5
not
years to
gonna
turn on.
fling Rail. That's not the point. I'm just. You said it. You could have said nothing.
I think of it as more of a like you rip the door handle out of her hands as you pull it open.
What?
like you have a good grip on it until
I
you
like
don't.
where this was going. So.
Can I look to catch with the other hand if I do like throw her off balance?
Well, I want to pull Archmon into the caravan
Okay.
so
if
that
you're not
like
stumbling.
it's so that no one else can see Ike.
So you're
in
trying
the
to
caravan?
like him in, like a quick like pull him in instead of
Yeah,
okay.
just fuck get in here. Like
roll
Don't
me
be dumb.
roll me a dexterity savings throw.
okay.
To see if you can pull him in one fluid motion.
Fucking 12 again.
You pull him in, but the door slams shut on his tail.
Oh.
Feeling.
No, wait, no.
Open it, open it,
Is-
open it, open it,
The
open it,
tail is
open it.
The whole reason.
Dealing 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
I want to like turn around, but like that's really hard to do too. You know,
whole
like I gotta
reason.
open.
It's just the tip too. It's not like a big part of the tail. It's just
Open
like
it,
that
open it,
little
open it, open
tiny end piece.
I'm
Ow.
like, me and Call will do the fight scene because, like, we're gonna be really suspicious if we try to do this. I hope to God you guys, sneaky people, aren't that suspicious. Ripping open doors.
Hey, we did our job, okay?
Yeah,
and now
honestly.
and now
I
I'm
think we did
suspended by
fantastic.
your new girlfriend.
I think we did fantastic. She's not my girlfriend.
He's not as
We're
well
not doing. We're not doing that. We're not. This is
Uru
a
has a
thing.
young girl already.
If anything, she's like the mean auntie, the mean rich auntie. So like you want to be nice to her because like she's got a lot of money and she's kind of objectively cool, but also she's mean. Like
Yeah.
it's like
I think it's one of those things where it's like it's that person that you meet and you're like, wow, that person's really cool, and then you get to know them and you're like, oh no, but you're so cool. Why do you suck so much?
she sucks, but okay, that's on you.
That isn't on me. How is? No, this is on you. This is on you, man.
Negative.
You created a character that's like, Craig will love this character, and then plot twist, she sucks.
I don't
That's
know
not
why
on
you think
me.
she sucks.
That's on you.
I'm still
mean,
curious as to what she's done that's been mean yet.
She
You know
has,
what?
honestly, I'm gonna
Actually
reserve
not
my
wrong.
judgment because I don't know the messaging behind these winks just yet. She might be in on it somehow.
Actively not wrong. But I the games and stuff, you know me. You know
No,
Uru.
that's
Yeah.
fair. Uru is really kind of blatantly against the games because he's like, he doesn't vibe with them. So it's like if you, I don't know, I don't have a basis of comparison. Anyway, so Archmon's been pulled in, though his tail is a little bit bludgeoned. Darkness is still chewing. He's buying apples and various produce from people who are passing by.
Actively not helping.
He's keeping an eye on things. Darkness, actually, roll me a perception check, really quick.
He's muted and deafened, so I think.
Oh, I guess maybe he's out. Okay.
Uh-oh.
We'll come back to that. Call and Uru. See here. Where is? What can I do?
Well, Call is doing all he can. He's just doing little.
Go ahead
little
and
struggle
try
movement.
and roll the savings throw to break out of your hold person. Again, the DC is pretty high.
It's wisdom, right?
Yep.
All right.
I thought it was strength.
I don't know why I used my inspiration on that, but oh well.
You continue to struggle out of the hold person. You can still speak though if you would like to say something.
He's just like, put me down.
Oh, if you insist. And she command words you to kneel.
Bruh.
Go ahead and roll. If you'd like to roll again, you're welcome to. Again,
Sure.
it is a DC 20.
Wisdom again?
Yep.
Awesome. Oh man,
Oh,
getting all these low rolls out the way.
Paul bends the knee. Astara will walk over to Call and put her hand on the small of your back and looking at Urugaru go, I suggest you take him to my cabin and we can deal with him there.
I agree. This sounds like a good plan.
Wonderful. Shall we go together?
Yes.
She'll look behind and goes, I wonder where the other one went. You, pointing at Jackie. Carry him. Pointing at Call.
I'll do one of those like aggressive like yes nods, but not say anything, and then start to pick him up.
Right. Begin making your way east towards her abode. Let's see here. That was Uru.
Yes.
So you're walking alongside of Astara. Call is in tow, being carried by Jackie.
Quickly thinking of how on fucking earth I'm gonna get out of this. Sweet. I got.
Darkness casts mislead and follows them.
What?
Mislead?
Mislead?
Yeah.
What
It leaves an
Jesus.
illusionary copy of Dean behind munching on apples, and he turns invisible.
Nice.
That's snazzy.
I got nothing that can help me here. I'm just walking. Cool.
Darkness perception check.
That one. That's a pretty good roll.
You
Natural
notice that
20?
the other 2 guards are coming back with 2 other guards, so 4 guards total are making their way back.
Fuck.
I had to mute for a little bit. Did they get Tyke out or no?
Pike
Not yet.
is
Not yet.
in there now with Arkmon.
Yeah, so we're getting there.
Okie dokie.
I don't know why everybody didn't just walk out, but apparently they didn't.
But apparently.
No, see, the
Um,
new plan is we're all gonna get in the caravan. All right, get with the program.
That's an awful plan.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Darkness will cast Thaumaturgy, creating a harmless ground tremor for 1 minute underneath the guards.
Looking up. Okay. The mud starts to bubble and boil underneath their feet as their movement is slowed.
What do I got? I got nothing. I am nothing.
Jackie, your follow Arkmon and Rail.
Yeah.
You're in the caravan. It's a bit cramped now because
Can
there's
you
now
open the door
3
real
people and a
quick so
cat.
I could not be? Is my tail
yeah,
free?
I was gonna say it was more of like a cartoonish, like door closes and then you open it again just to creak so that you can whip your tail back in.
Okay, yeah. Ow, and
And I'll throw your tail back at you and say, "Damn it! I told you not to freak out."
I wasn't freaking out. You just gotta get out of the goddamn way. Wait, where's Ty? Right here? And
Literally
I
right behind
make my
Rail,
way.
and
Yeah.
without saying anything, literally just jumps into your arms and goes, "You're an idiot. What are you doing here?"
All right, we're getting the fuck out of here right now. That's why I'm here.
Okay.
We have to do this.
Your mom's gonna be so
tactfully, though.
Uh,
mad.
Oh, she's already playing pitch. Trust me, we're heading right down there. We're hopefully see her pretty soon. You're all right?
Arkmon,
What?
is there any way that you can cast some kind of illusion or something that makes it look like Tyke is still here after we sneak her out? Because the guards are totally gonna notice if she's gone,
Wait.
right?
How tall's Tyke?
She's a gnome.
So under 5 feet.
Halfling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a halfling, yeah.
I can do it.
Yeah, except
Iron
you're not
illusion?
there. You're with us.
Yeah, you're not there.
Right? No, yeah. But, I'm the illusionist here. He just makes sound effects, so.
Well, could he imitate the sound of her banging on the caravan?
I don't know. Can Thaumaturgy do that?
Sure could.
Whoa.
I could for a time, yeah. Give us a minute if I could. Yeah.
At the very least, we just need enough time to slip away unnoticed.
I mean, no matter what will be noticed, but the hope is we gotta get out of here. Wait, what the hell? And I guess I like, if I can, like, see out a window to the other side. I'm noticing that maybe Uru is.
Rail
heading
mentions
off
that,
the-
like, is there any way you can cast some sort of illusion? You're like, no, but Jackie can. And as you go to, like, look out of the window, you notice that Jackie is walking off into the distance with Call over his shoulder. Uru is in front of him, and there is someone who's just as tall as Uru, which you recognize as the woman who kind of slammed the door in his face the night before, walking off to the west.
Oh God. Damn it. Okay. We need to get the hell out of here. All right. I mean, kind of thinking amongst my stuff here. I mean, we could kind of get something propped up to where it might throw someone off at a glance. They do any kind of investigating, they're gonna notice it though. Would have my disguise kit and little things that could prop up.
Try and spook the horses and have them run out. I normally would never recommend hurting an animal, but Ray, can't you tell them to just that there's a rumor that one of them's talking shit about the other one and they start fighting each other? It worked with those two. I don't see why it wouldn't work.
Wait. Oh my god. Rodney. And I go back to the hole and I go, Rodney, get over here. And the raven kind of just like hops over to the little hole and squawks up at me. I'm like, get in here. And he climbs up into the hole. I'm going to instruct him to imitate the sound of pike, because crows are pretty good at mimicking. Is that something I can do?
He bounces up and down excitedly. It's like,
most of that did not come through.
he like looks at Tyke. What should I say? And be like, fuck you, let me out. And goes, fuck you, let me out. Fuck you, let me out. And the voice eventually just starts to sound more and more like Tyke's until eventually it gets the right cadence.
Oh my god. Yes.
And then I want to take. Oh, sorry. Go over. First you.
Oh no. I'm pretty sure that like the bird can remain there at least until it gets like far enough out of range, and then it'll just dispel.
And then
let me see what the range is.
Perhaps to just give some kind of shitty visual, just to kind of throw it off, maybe in just a little bit longer, if it gives us any kind of time. The better.
The thaumaturgy does help with the banging. So between the banging of the thaumaturgy and the crow screaming "fuck you, let me out," it's a pretty convincing Operation Provolone.
All right. The range is only 90.
90 feet gives you guys plenty of time to get away, though.
Okay. All right. I will wild shape back into a cat then, and kind of like rub up against Abner, and be like, follow me.
1 second.
That's all.
We could take solace in the fact that it worked.
He does that really quick, and he's like, okay.
He does.
No! I posted it in sources. He has a brief like moment, and then like, okay. Right, what are we doing? Okay, following. Tyke's like, what about me? How do? Should I just like?
I want.
She like looks at your cape, and she's like, this is awkward. And she's like,
looks at my cape.
Yeah, she's looking at your guard uniform, and there is a cloak, and she's like, I'm gonna just. She kind of like gets underneath it and like holds you really tight.
That'll work for now. I mean, yeah, and yeah, I guess we just gotta make our way toward fucking Call and Uru here, and Jackie, who have now sauntered off to who the fuck knows where.
Unknown.
And as far as we know, Dean is still there.
I was gonna say you still see Dean
apparently
chomping on an apple. It seems a little bit more of a stale animation at this point, though. There's like a it looks just sort of like a chomp. It's like a AI art where there's something kind of weird about it. Like there's an extra pinky. The light's coming from multiple sources. The apple has like shine points on it, but you'd have to really look at it to tell. So Tyke is camouflaged against your back. Arkmon, Ray is a cat prancing out with Abner as they're kind of following just behind Darkness, who was following just behind Jackie / Call, who was following just behind Uru / Astara.
Nice.
My friend, your friends, friendship.
As you're leaving, is there anything else that you do? You have your crow in place, you have your thaumaturgy in place. Is there anything else you would like to do to help ensure that your ruse
Can I do
is extra
mend?
rusy?
Can I mend the wheel so that it looks like Archmon?
You're cutting out.
Yeah,
Can you
kind
move
of.
the wheel so it looks like Archmon did it? I got the gist.
Okay.
What's the cast time on mend?
Good question.
I like it. I just want to make sure that it's not like.
1 minute.
But we can say that you're doing that while Tyke's kind of like climbing up under.
Okay.
And I'll say
So I'll do that before I turn into a cat.
Got it.
And then, yeah, I think before leaving, just to give some kind of slight visual, it's not a great one, but I suppose I could use my my pickaxe and use my disguise kit and just kind of like prop something up more or less to make it look like there's somebody in the vicinity without someone actually being there, just to throw some kind of visual illusion along with all the audios that we're giving. It's not great, but it's something.
Yeah.
And so I'll do my pickaxe. That's 10 pounds of weight I could lose. There we go.
There you go.
Put a wig on it.
That's kind of like, yeah, I mean,
slightly tightly her bandana behind.
I'm using the
Yeah.
disguise kit, so yeah, exactly. If there's like, yeah, if there's like a wig and shit like that, I would probably dress it up a little bit. Like, I try to, I'm like, wait, it's supposed to look like Tyke, so I try to go like a little nicer, but you can only do so much with that.
You don't gotta worry about it. So like.
The pickaxe is like upside down. The crow is like rocking on it back and forth, going "Fuck you, let me out!"
With a wig and Tyke's bandana, going "Fuck you, let me out! Fuck you, let me out!" And that's the knocking that you're hearing. It's like one of those birds, like the water birds.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Bends down, pecks the water, pops back up, but this time it's just a pickaxe.
This thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was the rapping that Edgar Allan Poe heard at his door.
You see that, honey? It's a spitting image.
She kicks you.
Yep. Deserved.
And you leave?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
All to see our Spider Queen. Oh my god.
Whoa.
Alright, don't know
Hell
where
yeah.
that's coming from.
That was aggressive.
Hit my theme music.
Felt like we were entering into one of those songs from the 90s that you love.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
Remember these classic hits.
Yeah.
Favorite song from the
Now,
90s.
that's what I call.
That is, yeah, that's the music right there. The victory theme. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
You flee the encounter, and as Archmon with Tyke on their back, and Rail and Abner are making their way, kind of following the rest of the party out west towards, back towards the entrance to the secret tunnel, back towards Astara's cabin. You notice the other 4 guards kind of walk by. They look down at the wheel, kind of perplexed. For a brief moment, though, they do stop and interact with Astara, who says, "What are you doing leaving your post? I didn't say to leave anything. Are you calling me, the game master, a liar? How dare you?" There's a bit of contention between the two of them before they eventually just make their way back to the caravan. They notice that the wheel has been fixed. One of the guards at the front does end up taking credit for it, and they begin making their way out of Moag.
Damn. Watch.
See, Call, the plan was foolproof. Nothing went wrong. Everything went exactly as we planned it.
Shut the.
Foolproof. It's proof you guys are all
Not hitting you
fools.
harder. I regret not hitting you harder.
I regret hitting you too hard, but that's not here or there.
You're continuing your way to Astara. Are you continuing to follow Astara to her cabin?
I mean, at this point, anything else we do is way more suspicious.
All right, so you make your way out of the small hamlet into the small thicket of the woods and into the comfort of what is a moderate-sized cabin. As we had mentioned previously, there's not a whole lot of like seating for people here. Astara's not used to having company per se. There's not a whole lot of light inside of her dwelling. She keeps things relatively dark. The curtains tend to be drawn. The spiders don't like the light.
No.
After everyone kind of shuttles in, she starts doing a head count, goes, "Is that everybody?"
Looks like it.
She starts to shut the door on Dan Flatherly.
I mean, Dean's outside. Darkness is inside. I don't. Dean.
Oh, Darkness is already in there. Got it.
Yeah.
Right. So Tyke kind of crawls out from underneath Arquan's disguise. She kind of looks around. She's like, "I think I liked it better in the caravan." She kind of notices all of the giant spider webs. Tyke has a small phobia of spiders. There's a teeny one.
I'll keep her close by.
That's gonna be awkward around me.
Am I still under the effects of the command spell?
Currently.
Okay.
She'll look to you, Uru, and goes, "Would you like me to take that off?"
Yes, please do.
And she'll open up the rest of her eyes, and then sort of with a snap of her long fingers, you feel it's almost like taking off a spider web. Like if you've ever pulled off like a long spider web from you. It kind of clings to your skin just a little bit in a sickly, sticky fashion, but you pull it off.
I'll look to her and go, thank you very much for your assistance there.
You shouldn't thank me, you should thank him. She holds out her hand, and in her hand, you see one of your spiders.
Aw.
He's doing a little dance.
Nice.
Well, I figured that they might find this place attractive as well.
Say the least. I think children might be in order. It's fine, some of them will be eaten.
Such is the way of nature.
It does wound me that you distrust me so.
I
try not to take it too personally. A lot of us have a lot in our past to make us distrustful of others.
She'll look at you in all of her 8-foot glory and goes, "Good sir, I am an 8-foot tall spider woman. I am used to people thinking me a monster. I just, was kind of hoping."
I would. I'm trying to think of how to word this because Uru's in a weird situation here because he does trust her. I figured out, by the way, about halfway through that I'm like, oh, she's in on it. Okay.
King with the second set of winking that got you in on it.
Yeah. It took me a minute. It took me a minute. It did. But so Uru does trust her to a certain extent, but there's still that whole game master thing holding over his head, and like there's a part of Uru that wants to talk about it, but he's not sure how to bring it up without it feeling like an attack.
Jackie and our call.
Our friend here is a little worried about that, and Call will kind of nod his head toward the doorway we just came in through, which next to has the sign that says Game Master.
It's not necessarily you I don't trust, but rather them. And again, point to the Game Master thing to make it clear that, like, Uru does have trepidation about the games, not necessarily Astara.
Sarah will kind of fold her arms and lean up against the fireplace, take a big long drag out of her pipe with another set of arms that have seemed to appear now.
None of
Because
this
again,
bothers
spider.
Uru at all.
Tyke is
yeah,
like, I don't know how I feel about this right now, guys.
this is all cool.
Call's a little
Is
unsettled.
everybody
but...
okay with this? Am I the only one who's a little like, huh?
You're fine. You're fine.
Rather, Arkman, her grip on your arm gets a little bit tighter.
She reminds me of someone, so I'm very comfortable with it.
Hey, how do you feel right now?
Me?
Mhm.
I'm
How
a
does Rail feel
cat.
right now?
I'm a cat.
I feel like a cat.
I'm kind of like hanging out with Abner right now, trying to resist the urge to hunt some of the spiders that are just kind of crawling around. Have you ever seen a cat like notice a bug and just
Yeah.
kind of like stare at it for a while? I'm like occasionally grooming myself, but then I'm staring at the bugs to be like, if you get any closer, I got claws.
Do not.
Making his way towards the mouse cage that she keeps for the larger spiders.
How many people must I befriend, and how many houses must you get me kicked out of?
All of them. Yes.
Abner and Rail are just like ecking at spiders.
Cacking. Yeah. Well, now what? Tyke is like, things are gonna get kind of awkward as soon as they realize I'm not in there anymore. I don't know if they're gonna turn right back around and come looking for me. Like, what do you guys have planned? I'm here now.
Well, we need to get back into Moag.
I'm sorry. Fuck no. Absolutely not.
We need
I'm
to.
not going back there. He can't make. No, I don't want to.
We have a disguise kit. Says a voice from the room.
Send another fucking spider!
Would you be fine waiting at the inn here? We have people there who we trust.
Tyke is like, I need a minute. I need a drink. I need a smoke.
We need to not be here, so can you drink and smoke on the road?
Y'all,
I mean, do you have any? Are you packing? Are you holding? Like...
Our next destination after this is Weatherlight.
Darkness definitely has cigarettes.
We need to
like
be
1,000% he has cigarettes.
Our next destination is
Moag. You take out a pack. Tyke
said after this.
sleight of hand tries to grab the entire pack from you. Instead of just the one.
These are a precious commodity.
And so she like swipes at it, but she's a little off of her game, and so she'll take the one. Just aggressively starts chain smoking, her hands just slightly trembling.
Alright, I was gonna explain this all, but everybody's rushing everything, so I'll explain it right now if you need it. We need to get down to Moag. My mom is in serious trouble right now. I need to be able to get to her as soon as possible. There's no delay in this. I can't have you anywhere else but right beside me at this point. Reason being is because I already lost you now twice within months. I can't do that again.
Okay.
Maybe 3 times. I've lost track. It's been
Start adventuring, Feywild. Weatherlight, and then this time, I guess it's 4 now. Jesus shit, we're bad at this.
Young
You
love.
just gotta like
Thank you, DM.
tie a leash on that or something. I don't know.
We're bad on that. Also, I'm not.
it's,
That's your shtick, not mine.
yeah, it's a combined effort, I would say.
That's why I said we. We're in this together. I ran off the one time because your mom told me to, and I followed her like an idiot. I could have stayed in Stronghold with Osceola, could have stuck there, but no. I wanted to make sure you were okay, and yeah, here we are now.
That's the thing. At least
Ray did mention, Rael did mention, like, why didn't I just stay? And I think she meant the super salad, but also maybe she meant Osceola's.
no matter
Paul
what,
looks down at Cat Rail. Cat just keeps like ecking at spiders.
no matter what, it's all shit. But at the same time, we need to get down there as soon as possible. Need to get the hell out of here, and we already need to make our way west. We got things to take care of there, and time's ticking on all those things. We have multiple people that we need to take care of. We're gonna be really on the move, and the best thing right now is for you to be by my side.
Shouldn't someone say to keep her from getting herself into any more trouble?
No, I need you by me as much as the other way around.
But the DM really doesn't want to give another NPC. No, I'm kidding. She'll just sort of sigh and take a long focus strike from the cigarette, bummed by darkness.
When do you
I
start
need to
smoking?
right now. The second we went into the creepy spider den, the second I
like,
got broken out of a
"Aw."
prison,
I know
where I
you
was
smoke weed
expected
with
to
me
come
every now
behind.
and then, but
Do you have weed? I'll take that too.
I mean,
I have clothes.
You hear well, some shuffling in the bag.
absolutely. But
Like, I'm going to smoke literally anything you put in front of me. Please just don't put anything not okay in front of me, because I will smoke it. She's just a little rattled right now.
understand.
There's a lot
Well-
going through her mind.
Well, this is going on. Uru will talk with Astara and go, do you have any way to get us down to Moai quickly?
Oh, of course.
I would be even more indebted to you if you could help us.
Indeed.
One other thing.
What do you have to trade?
What do I have to trade?
It could be from you. It could be from anyone here.
Have some pretty.
She looks off in the corner where darkness is and goes, that one.
You are not trading me. No, I am not for sale.
No, we are not.
Alright. It's not an option here. Darkness will move to a
The whole
different
thing,
corner
I
of the
just
room.
want a vial of his blood. Just one little vial.
Excuse me?
Now
What?
hold on, that's not a bad trade.
That's a huge trade. Are you kidding me? Do you know how valuable this blood is on the open market?
I mean,
Rail's gonna jump in front of darkness, facing this giant spider woman, and hiss loudly at her with
Hear
her
me
her
out.
fur sticking up all over.
Hear me out. Just a vial of blood.
I'll take that one too.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Sorry, I appreciate the offer, but blood's already been promised to some other people, namely
And
myself. I'm the other
I-
people.
I assume my blood is not of importance to you.
It's it has specifically to do with where these two are going.
Yeah, I figured that was the case.
Either or. I'll take either.
God damn it.
It's also
Alright,
that
I'm gonna-
one, and she'll point at Jackie.
I'm gonna unwild shape and stand up to Uru and point at him directly in his stupid face and say, "Don't you dare make a deal with that thing.
Whoa.
Oi.
Okay, for starters, that thing is not that much different from me. So please be careful with the phrasing of that.
Or me,
She is
if you
not
consider
what
some
you
people.
think. She
Right.
is a deceiver, a deceptor. She is not who you think she is.
Man, I am a lot of things. But I don't lie.
Listen,
Lying is not something that I'm a fan of. Trying to keep track of lies, it's too complicated. It's too messy. It's how people get caught in doing something stupid. Lying is not the currency that I prefer to deal in. The blood of that one, she'll point at darkness, is unique. I don't feel like going to the Shadowfell. You've brought the Shadowfell to me.
Shadowfell.
As for your blood, she'll gesture at Rail. A star sworn crossed from Dorwine. I haven't seen one of you in... It's before the Calamity. I'd have to venture all the way back to Dorwine, and while I could, it's a long and arduous trek, and I don't feel like bartering with your folk. They are gestures at you, generally about as suspicious as you are of me.
I hiss at her again, even though I'm not a cat.
Yes.
Pointing at Jackie, going, and a half-breed Hollywood elf.
About what now?
Oh, your lineage comes from from the elves of Hollywood, down to the south. Did you not notice? Did none of you know? He has flaming red hair. Not many other elves have that.
Yeah, I
you'll
was
have
wondering
to
about
forgive
that.
my geographical knowledge. I've spent my life on a mountain.
That's fair. I don't expect
mean-
anybody to necessarily notice it, but I expect at least one of you to take notice that, like, but generally browns and blondes, not. Anyway,
I figured
I don't know
everyone
what's
knew.
normal for soft skins.
I'm a what now?
That felt like, wow. So that's how you feel.
Yeah, we're all soft skins to him.
Wow.
Really? Monster gets thrown around in soft skin is what gets to you?
Nobody's ever called you a monster.
Plenty have called me a monster.
Not anybody here.
you want safe and discreet entrance into Moag. I am in need of a piece of you.
This is our easiest path of least resistance. We are desperate.
Just because something's easy doesn't mean it's worthwhile.
In this
We can
case,
find another way.
in this case, we don't have many options.
Bashad has a way for us to get into
All
Moag.
of which
This is
involve us
not our
going
only
through
option.
checkpoints with a fugitive that we just broke out of a
Should
cart.
We have means and ways of obfuscating who she is and what she looks like.
We just gotta dye her hair back to its normal color and get rid of all this spray tan. What is this? And I start like licking my thumb and rubbing some of the spray tan off of her cheek.
We
I could desperately use like a deep, deep soak in something that could get all of this off of me.
we have a path that involves little to no resistance that gets us back to Eula quickly.
So like normally I'd be all about sharing my blood. That's like a cool thing. That's super fucking metal, right? But problem is, my parents and that whole thing that they do. It's just the whole blood thing, the demons and the ick and the things from beyond the pale. I can't risk it. I'm sorry. It's not gonna happen.
There.
And what about you two? Pointing at Jackie and Rail. I'm assuming Rail is still just hissing in the corner.
There is literally nothing you could say to me to convince me to give my blood to this woman.
I could reunite you with your animals.
I know exactly where my friends are. Thank you very much. And they are waiting for me when I get back to Dorwine via literally any other means. I'll get there by myself if I have to.
Eight eyes very slowly, if you insist. And what about you?
I don't know. What do you got for me?
Well, like I mentioned, safe entry into Moag. Safe, discreet.
Just for me or for?
For everybody. Entire party.
And once we're in there, then where do we go?
Well, that's up to you.
No pointers, no hints, no nothing.
I don't know what your plans are once
We
you
know
get
where we're
there.
going, Jackie.
We go find Mama Harpoda.
We're going back to Eula.
I know, but I'm trying to get more out of it. What the fuck?
I'm not at all. Unfortunately, the all expense travel would require a little bit more insight for what your master plan is, and with how distrusting you all are of me, I can't imagine you want to divulge that particular insight, given my title, my rank.
I can tell you my plan.
No.
Eat cheese. Be merry.
Actually, if it's not eat cheese, I'd be surprised.
That would be too.
But if you need some blood for us to get through, I suppose I could spare some.
Finally, a voice of reason.
You really think Jackie is the voice of reason?
In this case, yes.
Consenting to letting some blood?
Yes.
Okay.
Lad.
One of Ugaru's tarantulas will kind of skitter down and then bite your finger a little bit hard. You take 1 point of piercing damage, and she'll gingerly take your finger and start sort of massaging it so that a little bit of blood starts pooling into.
Gonna buy
Vial.
me dinner first? Jesus.
She's like, I'm sorry, I don't know if you want to eat the food I eat.
What do you eat?
I mean, she's got the featuristics of a spider.
Flesh and
Paul
blood
just like
living.
pull an extra cookie that he had special hiding
She'll
in his
walk over
pack,
with a big
and he,
old,
like gives it to Jackie.
She'll walk over with a large jar that's full of mice, and she'll take the lid off and goes, "Help yourself."
Oh, you want burgers?
A burger.
I'm afraid I don't have any means of preparing those, but they did smell quite delightful from down the road.
Yeah, you should go try them sometime.
You are a talent, and she's saying this as she's like massaging your finger, and blood. Generally, a finger wound wouldn't produce a large amount of blood, typically, but something about the way she is massaging it is causing a fair amount of it's almost like it's like that
I feel like
scene.
milk on a cow, but off my finger. I don't think we need to go further for this.
Field.
Not really. Hey, I need some of that still.
I wish I could find. There's a scene in Dracula Dead and Loving It where Renfield pricks his finger, and a bunch of blood starts spurting all over the place. It's not quite akin to that, but so yeah, but a fair amount of blood in a vial is filled up relatively quickly, and she'll put a stopper on it and tuck it away in a small drawer. See, now that wasn't so scary, now was it?
I guess.
Terrifying. Utterly, utterly terrifying.
Okay, we held up our end.
Indeed. Oh, when would you like to go?
As soon as possible.
Right now. Right now.
Well, I do advise that we go perhaps under cover of darkness, but if time is of the essence, we could leave now.
Now.
I do believe time is of the essence in this case.
Very well.
We are in something of a rush.
Yeah, I need something to eat.
It's not what time.
You just ate an hour and a half ago.
And then I'd lost a bunch of blood.
You won't feed this man.
Call just gives Jackie a cookie out of his pack.
You have those on you?
Always.
She's like,
At
I
this
eat,
point.
I eat
I can bake,
live
of course
mice.
I have.
I don't know, like this is what I have. Like,
I don't think he wants the live mice.
Jackie's happy with the cookie.
Let's just go.
Did it all for the cookie. The cookie.
And you can
Cookie I
take
didn't
that
know
cookie
existed.
and stick it in my yum. Stick it in my yum. Stick it in my yum.
What side's your
For the time being, Archmon's recognizing that Jackie got him out of a situation, or as like it just sped this along, which is time of the essence sort of thing. So for the time being, he's forgetting about the fact that he fucking was awake in his arms and had me drag his ass to fucking through the tunnels.
Hey, I'm there when I'm needed.
it is 10:14. It is relatively late. Some of us have to be at work bright and early tomorrow morning, so we will go ahead and conclude the session for tonight. Go ahead and add 2,000 XP to your character sheets for successfully rescuing Thumper via Operation Provolone-ish.
Yeah.
I meant to ask you for help with that because I have 5 levels in Druid and 2 in Sorcerer, so like I don't know where to put my experience points.
I think experience should just go like to leveling in general. Let me take a peek and see.
Yeah.
Because you said that we should be at what 60,000 or
Yeah,
something
60,000.
like that.
Yeah, 60,000.
60,000. All right, let me look at my
now.
But now 62,000.
Because when I tried to do that, I don't think I had like the ability to do 60,000. My number was like way lower. But let me pull up the
Yeah, I gotta actually go into that myself.
See if I can figure it out. I don't know how easy it is to switch from milestone to.
Yeah, that's XP.
But I'll see if I can work through it with you guys.
All right, here. I'm gonna share my screen. If I can.
I hit the anvil, and then I go to home, and then I toggle on. What was it at? Private. Uh. There's advancement type and then XP, and then it says, are you sure you want to change advancement method to XP progression? You hit confirm, and then should be able to go to view character sheet, and to go to view character sheet, where is the XP field? Gimme. If I click on this, manage.
So yeah.
It should be manage XP. And then
So when I'm looking at it, it says current XP total 6,500 level 5 because I'm a level 5 druid.
I think that's what we switched.
Also, are you not a
initially.
level 7 druid?
I'm a level 7 character, but I have 5 levels in druid and 2 in sorcerer.
You should be a level 9 character.
No, we're level 7.
We are level 9.
We're level 9, hun.
When the fuck? I'm a level 7 druid. What the fuck? Oh my god. I'm over here.
Oh.
So then why does it say I'm level 5? What the fuck?
So when you go back to that like manage XP thing,
I was gonna say, I don't know if you can still see my screen.
So you're
set your level to level 9.
So I'm seeing you're a 7
Set
druid,
level.
2 sorcerer. that you have 9 levels. It's just split
Yeah.
amongst druid and sorcerer.
Yeah.
Okay. So I set level 9 and
Then
set
set
XP, what, 60?
62,000.
Is that right?
I apply that, and then yeah, you should see.
Okay. That looks right. Thank you. I don't know
looks
how
right.
this works, but
It looks right to me too.
okay. Okay. Thank you.
Ready? Ray just suddenly gains 2 levels of experience.
Am I still sharing my screen?
Nope.
Dap it. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Dandy.
I leveled up twice. No.
Nice.
That's so weird.
I don't think I actually leveled up because it was just being weird. I don't know why it was saying I only had 5 levels. Sorry, cheesecake. Get off me. Ugh. Great session, y'all. Making
Yeah, this
some
was awesome.
dumbass fucking choices, but
We're
that's
doing it.
fine.
No, we
Oh.
made good choices.
They were the best choices.
No,
Only
that
I
worked
love
out really
Hey.
well.
Hey, did it work?
I was rolling cold all night.
Best choices.
best choices.
Yeah.
I'm a
Also
fan
think-
of these choices.
More importantly, we made necessary choices.
Can I have some insight onto what exactly it is I know about the what was the name of the clan again?
Of Gitrog.
Gitrog? Yeah, what do I know about these people? Because I know that they're like evil, right?
No.
Or they're deceivers or something.
So you know that they are because they're fate weavers. They're generally considered. Do you remember? Did you ever watch Encanto?
Mm-hmm.
So think we don't talk about Bruno vibes.
No,
So
no,
not
no.
necessarily evil, but like generally always bad news. Generally, death, destruction, and mayhem is going to come to you because of X, Y, and Z, and they get blamed for that a lot. Their news is generally bad news, and so they're considered to be heralds of bad things.
So it's more of a superstition than
Yes.
like actual bad stuff. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
So much like how Craig mentioned in the previous session, it's kind of like the fates in Greek mythology, where like you wouldn't want to run afoul of one of them because they're absolutely willing to slap you the fuck down. But also, if one of them decided to cross your path and went, "Hey, you need me," you might want to consider taking their assistance.
The
But
line.
being from Dorwine, your people generally view the Sisters of Gitrog as people to be kept at like an arm's length, so kind of like
Yeah.
as a thank you. Think like if a Hell's Angels group were to come to your work and go, "We would like to host a party here," you'd be like, "Oh,"
We don't do that.
like a crowd of insane clown posse fans. You'd be like, "This is interesting.
Hey.
Please don't do anything stupid." But that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying, though, is that like there's a perception, but then also not all of them are necessarily bad guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't think she's evil. I just know that I probably shouldn't trust her.
Right. It's big, like everything
I
you've
gave
ever heard.
I don't
blood
make
away.
deals with these people.
The concept of making deals with anybody is kind of suspect, and when you're making deals with like eldritch fae beings, it's also kind of like like you know better than to make deals with fae. The Sisters of Gitrog
Yeah.
are, by some extension, closely entangled with the Fae because of their magic. Their magic, of course, being like weavers of fate, which is technically like a Fae domain situation. So it's just a lot of like that magic is weird. We don't know how we feel about it because it's really weird, and generally not great things come. Like the second you start talking about fate is the second people start getting kind of uppity about what that fate might mean, right? Much like in We Don't Talk About Bruno, it's like he's just gonna deliver the news. But a lot of the times, the news is maybe not necessarily the best news, and then depending on how you respond to that news, like, can turn a bad situation possibly into a worse one.
Okay. That
But,
makes
like,
sense.
yeah, so it's not if it were a flavor of evil, it would be the most truest of neutral evils.
Okay. Fair enough.
But it's not like malicious evil or chaotic evil in any kind of way. It's a very if it were a flavor of evil, which again, depending on who you ask, it either is or it isn't. Yeah,
I do
does that make
plan
sense?
on interrogating her about Red Rage also.
Absolutely.
Not right now, but next session.
Sure.
Which